credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They are the 2026 NBA champions. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Don.
I was fighting with obesity. You were losing.
Hahn.
John, Peter, thank you. Alan, I hope you make the team.
And Rosenberg.
Richard, have you ever heard of Brazzers?
No.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
302 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Full frontal today. Take you up until 7 o'clock. A tough day for the company. I'm sure a lot of people heard the news of people that we worked with indirectly or directly that are no longer here with the company, most specifically here, Bart Scott. They'll tell their own stories for sure. Just part of the business, unfortunately. It's never good. I got to know Bart for a long time. He's come to the Sasso softball. He's always been there for everybody here at this radio station, despite the fact that he was a big name and played for the Jets. He took his job seriously. He cared. But when you get to these times, it's not really about talent. It's not really about who did what. It's your time. And that's just kind of the way this business is. And we say it about managers and head coaches, Peter, in sports, you're hired to be fired. It's kind of the way things are in television and radio. Nobody assumes they're going to be in it forever, and nobody assumes that they'll be able to dictate their exit. So, very, very difficult day today. We wanted to acknowledge that. We'll move on as we always do, and everybody that we're talking about today would want us to move on.
And I'm confident in the futures of everyone, but it still stinks. And as you know, I experienced that this year at my other job. I used to always tell Natalie as I kind of sensed the time was coming. I'm like, this only ends one of two ways. That's how this business goes. So, tough day, and we're thinking about everybody.
Yeah,
but we're gonna have some fun and talk about the yo-yo nonsense sports.
And that's what we do. The ball keeps rolling along, and the earth keeps spinning. But I didn't feel right to not at least acknowledge it, especially Bart, who worked directly with us, and other people. Listen, I've had my fun, and that's what it always was with Karl Ravitch. 33 years of the company. You can't think about baseball without Karl, so it's going to be interesting moving forward without him. Plenty of other people, too. Unfortunately, too many to mention. Some we knew, some we did not know, but all of them we knew in some indirect way, because as big as ESPN is, it's small in a lot of ways, too. So whenever there is somebody that moves on, whether they did so voluntarily or involuntarily, it's going to leave a mark with us. So we wanted to be able to give a couple of minutes there. How are you, buddy? Everything else all right?
How's the back of your belly for a sleigh ride?
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been said on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. It's a moment.
How's the back of your belly for a sleigh ride?
Yeah, that was a K thing.
Yeah.
We still don't know what it means, but it's said quite often.
I know I'm doing all right. I mean, there's some trouble. I was listening to some troubling things in the meeting. Some talk of 25-year celebration and my place in the radio station. It seems like I'm being considered much in the way like a beloved stapler. There's countless staplers.
Honestly, Peter, you got to look at the forest through the trees.
Right.
The way you were treated in the meeting, you're lucky you weren't one of the people that were let go today. The fact that you weren't, I think you've got to look at the positive.
No, you're right. You're right. The way the meeting went, if you were listening to the way I was being discussed, there were names being bandied about.
I don't want to give too much away.
We can't give it away.
But there is going to be a celebration of our 25 years, and where Peter fits in it all.
It remains to be seen.
It's up for discussion.
Somewhere between, what are those those big hole punchers? That you can you can hit a bunch of players at one time.
Maybe a greeter for the guests that do arrive. You could seat people. No, Dan Patrick, sit over here. Oh, Ryan Rucco, have a seat.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah. We'll see you. We'll see you at the after party. No, you can't tell the story of ESPN New York without Peter Rosenberg.
Oh, that's very sweet. You know, it is funny that you say that because I appreciate you saying it. At first, I thought you were being sort of like flippant and joking.
But now?
I guess you're right. I really have been here. Like in one sense, it's like, well, I haven't been here that long compared to Don. But when you think about a lot of the primary people that you view as like big players back in the day on your show, on the K show at different times, I was there like, I mean, years and years longer than anybody.
Well, honestly, I mean, I'd have to do the math, but of everybody, behind the scenes and on the air, Peter, you might be third in longevity.
You mean to you and Michael?
Yeah, I mean, definitely on the air. Mike Brownshire's been here 18 years, so he would be in the top five. Yeah. But, you know, I was the original voice, September 3rd, 2001, so we're coming up on the 25th anniversary, and we'll have more details as we get closer. Now, there have been people that have been in and out. They were here for a while, and then they left. But as far as consistently here, you're in the top five of your, 11 years that you've been here, going on 11 years.
I guess I'm pushing
that would
20.
probably put you in the top five for longevity purposes.
You mean of the overall on air, or you mean of...
I mean overall at the station, period.
Well, hold on. How long's Rothenberg been on the air? Longer than me, or was he part...
Probably a little longer.
A tad. I'm longer than Rick, though.
You're longer than Rick.
And you know what, Rick? Save
Alan
the text.
was in and out.
Not today, Rick.
Alan's been here at ESPN for a very, very long time, but there were times he left. He was on the network, and then he came back to local.
Right.
So that was broken up.
Right.
But consistently being here on ESPN New York local, I think of all the people, you very well may be in the top five.
And by the way, you want to know the funniest thing about that is that up until I'm not kidding. And Don will probably agree with this. Up until the last 6 months of the K Show, we would still get phone calls where people would say, I really enjoy the addition of Peter to the show. I mean, that lasted. Think about how long that lasted, Don. They treated me as if I was like I had just come on. But that speaks to how long you were a part of people's lives, I suppose.
Well, I think there is something very personal about radio. And when you do 3-4 hours of it every single day for decades, somebody who parachutes in that's here for 5-6 years still feels like a newbie.
Right.
He's still like
you
Oliver on the Brady Bunch. It's like, wait a minute, that's you're kind of a late addition, and then you realize, wow, time freaking flies. The fact that you've been here a dozen years or going on a dozen years.
So you're saying I'm coming up on 11? Yeah, I guess so.
Well, the first time you were on our air was the Rangers were in the conference final against Tampa. I was in Tampa to call, I think it was game 2 of the series, and you were doing your audition, so you were on the show the whole show. And that would have been in the spring of 15. The spring of 15. So you probably came on somewhere in the fall of 15. So I think this fall will be 11 years for you.
That's wild, man. That's wild.
It's over a decade.
And on a tough day like today that we see in the company, it's hard not to reflect on it. So
yeah, just it kind of popped in our head, and we wanted to just acknowledge some of the people that hopefully will move on to bigger and better things, but it's always a tough day. I got let go once in my life. And
Sports
that was
Phone? After you ruined it?
No, well, Sports Phone was just Michael, why do you listen to Michael?
Well, no, he said you destroyed it.
Well, no, life destroyed it. Like, who's calling up to get a score now? Even when it finally went out of business in 2000?
Yeah.
Like, even in 2000, who was calling 976-1313 to get a score? When you got the bottom line at ESPN, people had beepers.
What was
computers.
The area code? What was the area code?
Well, whatever area code you were in. So 212
976-1. What was it?
976-1313. I don't think I don't think anything's gonna happen.
You don't think it says, "Hey, you've reached Sports Phone"?
I doubt it. Nothing. It's dead. It's a 976 number. Who the hell's calling 976 numbers? You don't even do that for porn anymore. Porn was 970.
No, I remember 976.
Well, we were listening to different things.
Well, let's not get into it.
No, I don't think we should. But I was at a company called IATA.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and that's when Dave Herman, the former DJ, who's no longer with us, and look it up for yourself what happened to him when he called me up and said there are good days and there are bad days in this business, and today is a bad day.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's better than You know what? It's not an appropriate topic for today, but yeah, the call I got last December was an interesting one. Anyways, Don, it feels like the Mets were back to Metsing last night.
It's not even the fact that they lose, all right? And Peralta stinks. Listen, the Mets stink, all right? Mets have a problem, and their problem is not going to be solved. I don't want all of a sudden Mets-splain, but this kind of feels like a Yankee conversation where everybody can identify the problem. Their problem is David Stearns, and he's not going anywhere. So we could spend so much time, and I know Jake did a little bit today, and Carlin did as well. Who's going to be the next manager? Does it matter? If Carlos Beltran decides, you know what, I'll take over the Mets at the start of the 27 season, start fresh, get a spring training. You know, we talked about it yesterday. He was offered the job when Mendoza was let go, apparently. He said he talked to somebody in the Mets organization. Didn't say it was Stearns, didn't say it was Cohen, but somebody in the Mets organization approached him about the job, and he said no, timing just was not right. Why would you want to take over this dumpster fire in the middle of the season as your first impression as a manager? Remember, he never got a chance to manage the Mets back in 2020 because of the whole controversy with the Astros and the cheating. And he was collateral damage for that and has not had a chance to manage since. And I think he will get another opportunity at some point, but that won't be till the start of the 27 season. But if we've identified the problem as a roster problem, as a David Stearns problem, Peter, is it going to matter who the manager is?
No.
So, and I'll be going to be talking to the wall. It's like Yankee fans complaining about Brian Cashman. Cohen told you he's not going anywhere. He's likely going to finish the contract. So I feel like it's a dead stick. We know what the problem is. We can't change it. So what the hell am I doing? And today, right now, if you look at the standings, Jake Aspin brought this up at the start of his show.
Go ahead. And you told him it was an incredible open.
The Rays loss. The Brewers win. They have the best record in baseball. Milwaukee Brewers. Post David Stearns have not missed a beat.
No.
David Stearns leaves Milwaukee, a perennial playoff team, but couldn't do anything in the postseason. They continue to march on as if nothing happened. He comes to the Mets and it's a dumpster fire. How much more evidence do you need? Andy Green is the manager who's just waiting for the season to end so they can kind of report what's wrong with the team. What's wrong with the team? It's not built well. And the other thing, and I really want to hear from people on this at 1-800-919-3776. We hear, well, you got to bring an adult in the room, Don. Carlos Beltran's going to be able to mend the fence between Soto and Lindor. Is that really the problem?
Not necessarily. It's a weird timing thing for guys. And
all I did was punch the table.
Well, that's how hard you hit it, Don. You knocked Aaron Boone into talking.
Well, I'm sorry, Aaron. You'll get your moment.
For better or for worse.
But I keep hearing, well, you know, Beltran is a Hall of Famer. Beltran is a respected major leaguer, a former major leaguer. He'll mend the fence between Soto and Lindor as if that's the only problem. Like, all of a sudden, if Lindor and Soto start singing Kumbaya in the locker room, they're going to start winning games.
I got news for you guys. They could get into a full-on romantic relationship, fall in love. There's a story unlike we've never seen in sports before, Don. It's still not going to make this team good overnight.
So you're saying, like, they can get married at home plate, and all the Mets hold bats, and they walk underneath the bats?
Yes, it is the most beautiful thing. Oh, my God. Two major league players are in love and married and on the same team. Can you believe it? And by the way, the wife, Lindor's family's fine with it. It's a blended family. It's beautiful.
You know what? It was her idea.
It's her idea. She's a part of it. It's a whole community thing.
The kids are good. They're in the wedding.
Everyone's happy. It still isn't going to change the roster of this team.
But people seem to think, I think it's the number one problem. Lindor. Well, come on, grow up, everybody.
It's a problem.
Stop it. I'm not saying it's not a problem, but if you think this team is 17 games under 500 or whatever they are because Lindor and Soto don't get along, come on, man, you're not watching. First of all, more than half the season, they haven't even been on the field at the same time. When one got hurt, the other one got healthy. When the other one got healthy, the other one got hurt. Come on, man, stop. They just took 2 out of 3 from Philadelphia. A better team in Philly for the first time in forever with both of them on the field and both of them not being able to stand each other. We talked about this earlier in the week. If Brunson doesn't get along with Cat, that's an issue. Brunson's the point guard. He's got to throw the ball to Cat. Them not getting along is going to affect them scoring, moving the basketball, and winning games. If Jack Hughes is not passing the puck to his line mates, the Devils don't score, they lose. If Jackson Dart can't get on the same page with his wide receivers, the Giants aren't going to move the ball, the Giants aren't going to score, and the Giants aren't going to win. You could have an entire baseball team despise each other. How does it affect chemistry? What, maybe the double play combination doesn't work great? Pitcher doesn't want to throw to his battery mate? Come on, man. Stop focusing on what doesn't matter. I can give you chapter and verse teams that couldn't stand each other and go out there and win games. The problem with this team, it was poorly built. Oh, I could replace Alonso at first base with a guy that never played first base before. That won't be a problem. I've got all these young kids that are going to be coming up, and only one or two of them can actually hit. Benj can hit. I'll give him that. Ewing can hit. But we've been waiting forever for all these other guys to start tearing the cover off the ball. Nothing. Can't score. Can't pitch. Go out and get Peralta. The guy can't pitch into the fifth inning. When he does, he gets shelled. And then after the game tells you, I don't know what's wrong. Listen to this.
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question, but I don't know how to define it or if there's only one team, but I don't understand sometimes, but I got to keep fighting and trying to get through this.
When you say you don't understand, is it that you feel like, the stuff's still good?
Because I feel good, yeah, and the stuff is good, everything's there, velocity is there. I think comparing with last year, even I have the sweeper or the slider better than last year either. So I don't know. I've been working, trying to figure it out, but I'm not going to give up on this. Just
need to play that out. So Peralta feels fine, thinks everything's great. He's a batting practice tee. Oh, but Lindor and Soto, if they got along, Peralta all of a sudden be able to pitch. If Soto and Lindor all of a sudden get along, get married, as Peter suggests,
it would be interesting.
Right home late. Senga all of a sudden would be healthy and pitching to the ace we thought he was going to be. Those two guys get along, have a big press conference on how everything's great. All of a sudden, the Mets will start hitting, scoring runs, winning games. Stop it, people. Stop it. There is one issue with this team right now, and it's poorly constructed by a general manager that's in over his head and an owner that has no idea what he's doing. He's sitting on $23 billion of stupid. Because he's going to let this guy stay his manager. It's either ignorance or somebody's making him keep him. That's my old conspiracy theory. Peter's here, sick of hearing it. But did Major League Baseball say, I'll let you have a team, but once Stearns' contract is up in Milwaukee, you should hire him. He'll be fiscally responsible. You won't spend like a drunken sailor with him as your president of baseball operations. He looks like he's in over his head. So concentrate on all the stuff that doesn't matter. Go get a new manager who will be handpicked by Stearns, who doesn't know what he's doing. Lindor and Soto getting along with each other. Yeah, that's going to fix all their problems. What are we doing? But the thing that makes me sick about it is we know what the problem is, and we're not going to do anything about it.
I don't know. I mean, not necessarily.
Well, listen. All right, Aaron,
stop.
Enough. You'll get your moment.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm not touching anything. And Aaron,
if you notice the giant crack in the screen,
why is there a crack in the screen, Anthony? I'd like to know that.
I don't know.
Because God forbid I spill water, I get called on the carpet that if I break it, I got to pay for it.
Correct.
Who's paying for this screen? Who cracked the screen?
Well, that I don't know. I'm glad it wasn't any of you.
Are you alleging something?
The screen is cracked.
No, but are you alleging that someone did it intentionally?
Well, do screens just crack on their own?
I don't know.
I know the temperature fluctuates here. I don't think to the point that it's breaking plastic.
Can I just play something and reset the energy for a moment?
Sure.
Well, I'm going to reset the mood, too.
I don't know. I mean, not necessarily. It's a weird timing thing.
But wait, can I just... but I don't have the mouse.
I don't know.
I'm punching the table because
So it's a touchscreen, right? We know that computer's a touchscreen.
Sure.
If a touchscreen Peter, I'll talk to you.
Go ahead.
Is corrupted because it's broken or bent. No matter what can occur, it might play.
Yeah.
So if we need to leave that down, I guess that's what we'll probably have to do until Don's ready to play sound.
Because, well,
why is he talking to me like I did something wrong?
I'm not talking to you. You're asking why it's happening. I'm telling Peter why it's happening.
Let me ask you something. Do you think it's a good idea? You try to do a talk show,
sure.
and
Like a professional.
and management puts obstacles. Now instead of just running the 100-yard dash, I now have to jump over hurdles.
For no
I don't love it. No, I don't love it. I think it happened to Dan this morning too, if I'm not mistaken. So it's definitely becoming more of an issue.
I'm sure there's crisis management when that happened to him. Meanwhile, I have it happen, and it's my fault.
Did I say it was his fault, Peter?
No.
All right.
He's mansplaining to me that when there's a crack in the screen, and he is right. Like, it seems like all of the cracks have centralized around Aaron Boone.
There you go.
Talking about
there are cracks around
Caballero's mindset.
By the way, it's kind
there's
of telling.
cracks in the screen.
There's some people think there are cracks.
I want to know who's paying for this, because when I spill coffee or water,
don't say that. You're incriminating yourself.
I don't care. I'm told that if anything breaks, I got to pay for it. Who's paying for this? Who's paying for this? Who?
Well, that crack's been there for a while. It's just getting progressively worse.
Yes. All right, so I didn't realize we were at the
here's the thing.
The ruins in Rome. Like, that crack's been there for 10,000 years.
Well, maybe
over time,
but
Peter.
The crack may have just happened. Like someone used it appropriately and it still just broke. You're acting as if someone said, remember the drop? Before I rip and break this damn computer.
Yeah.
You're acting like that's what happened and led to the crack. Maybe it just happened.
All I know is I attempted to rip the computer screen.
Yeah, we have
like a phone book.
Find it, Anthony.
With the Jose Reyes ran.
Yeah.
Didn't crack the screen.
Nothing happened.
But apparently this just sitting here over the last 18 months of the station, it cracked the screen.
Can I
before I rip and break this computer.
Oh no.
Look, listen to the strain on the screen.
Yeah, I can hear it. Let me hear it again.
Listen again.
Before I rip and break this computer.
You could hear. I'm hearing it.
And nothing happened.
Didn't break. This one apparently was breathed on wrong.
By the way, what if it's the same screen? And it's the ill effects from that moment.
I don't think so.
What do you think it's Dave? Do you think it's Dave Fat Fingers Rothenberg?
Yeah, what is he doing when he plays
think it's
sound?
Dave just mashing?
Aaron Boone, the loss of Caballero.
Don't you think though it's possible that Fat Fingers Rothenberg?
Then, you know what? Then I want to find out that he cut a check for a new screen, because that's what I was going to have to do.
I heard.
Between the Mets and the screen,
it's a lot.
And Anthony, I'm in a mood now.
And did you see the guy at the Cubs game who slapped the guy for not standing up for the national anthem?
I did see that.
No, listen, I don't care what your views are on patriotism. If a stranger slaps you out of nowhere and says, get up like you're a child.
That's
Don, you'd have to pry me off of his dead corpse.
But I'm going to tell you.
Now, I stand for the national anthem, so it wouldn't happen to me.
I understand.
But let's say I forgot. Let's say I'm in my own world. I'm sitting there and someone would just text me and go, bad news. You just lost $150,000. It's gone. I don't know where it is. It's gone. And you're going. And you're sitting there and you go, I cannot believe this. And and you spend a second. And Julian's into this. He's got the Cubs hat on. And before you can take a second, smack upside the back of your head. I don't know what I would do.
Well, what's interesting is that we blame everything on where our current climate politically. That's been a thing forever.
Oh yeah, this is that's not
like Colin Kaepernick. I can go back to remember Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Oh, you go back to the 60s.
That's 30 years ago.
It goes since the dawn of time.
Right, really, since they wrote the song. Right. Francis Scott Key said, "Listen, people are going to get slapped if they don't stand for this. This is how good this damn song is."
Can you imagine if the attitude it wasn't about patriotism? It's just some people think the song's that good,
right?
Because I got news for you. If that's the case, what happens when you hear Tiny Dancing?
Right,
that's a song.
Yeah, that's amazing, right? But does the guy that decides I'm going to go get nachos during the anthem, does he get slapped?
Does that guy go chasing people who are off in the concourse right now?
I believe you should stand, but I also believe you should mind your own business. How about that?
The point,
I'm a big believer. I think both could be true.
The point of the song is about how great a country we are.
Yeah.
The great thing about the country is you're allowed to do what you want
right.
without people beating you up.
But I can't blame the current climate because
no, it's not. That's a great call, Don. People are going to be lazy, and they're going to go, it's because of where we are now.
No.
Since the dawn of time, there are people going, I'm not standing for this song. And there are people going, you better stand for this song. It's a tale as old as time.
No, it is really a tale as old as time. All right,
but if you're 100, I want you to know right now, you could be 110. If you slap me in the back of the head like I'm a child, they're going to have to pry me off of you with a crowbar. I want you to know that.
That's going to start some trouble. 1-800-919-3776. How do you feel about the Mets situation? Are you really going to buy into the whole Lindor-Soto relationship, or are we just going to get down to the root of the problem? I don't know what we do about it, people, but the Mets have a problem, and they refuse to address it. The Yankees have Mr. Clutch, Jazz Chisholm, who's really been saving the Yankees bacon. He may not be the player that he was supposed to be, but thank God you have him. We've got to talk about it Tuesday coming up at 4:30, and I got a good one. I'm really riled up about it. But I'm also really riled up about pest control. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. I know this because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So time to lock in the off-season defense. Do it, everybody. The summertime is here. You want to be able to go in the backyard. You want to be able to entertain, and you only want invited guests, not pests. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works, and when you build a bundle pest control with mosquito services, save big savings, big time. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out. Just get started. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on a Tuesday on ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it. What's going to happen to 65 or sooner? Well, kill it. Get a little adversity.
You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt on.
Yeah, I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
70 or sooner. But that's not going to happen.
No, that's not going to happen. No, how could it?
No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn, paycheck after paycheck, and you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite Back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates. We win a lot.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap. Just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline. We warehouse for you.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. We've got this rough weather moving through and a tornado watch in effect for North Jersey, Bergen, Morris, and Passaic counties. Also some flooding on 208. You're crawling in both directions, heading over to Maple Avenue and Fairlawn. Yanks game has been rescheduled. There'll be a split admission doubleheader tomorrow at 1 o'clock and 7:05. Some rain over at the inbound George. Going to run you about 15 to 20 for both the upper and lower decks. Worst of it's the outbound set. Cross Bronx westbound. Jam from the Bruckner on through. Outbound Lincoln and Holland Tunnels about 10 to 15 minutes each. Not moving much on the east side of town. FDR northbound, a crash underneath Gracie Mansion. Solid delays into the 90s from the Midtown Tunnel. This report is sponsored by RockAuto.com. A bent tire rod can quickly bring a drive to a halt. For the parts needed to get back on the road, visit RockAuto.com. Find a wide selection of quality parts at reliably low prices. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
This is the Ty Butler Show.
Judge, I'm trying to be hopeful about his injury status, but even if he does come back, I am going to be concerned about how a man who was out for 3 months all of a sudden is going to play the next 2 months being one swing away from re-injuring that rib.
The Ty Butler Show. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app.
Why, though? I'm here for it, but I wonder why.
No, I think, because Julian's playing three-dimensional chess with us. What Julian's telling us is that if there was a crack in the screen on the ship, they would have never made the moon.
Huh, is that what you think
we can put a man on the moon, but I got a crack in the screen, and I've got Aaron Boone constantly jumping in. Were you making some sort of a statement like that, Julian, that as great as technology is, we're 3 seconds from it just warping on us?
No, I just heard the song earlier today. I was like, that'd be a good,
he could
fun
have just
song.
leaned into it, right?
I don't think he cares for you, and I don't think he cares for your chatter.
Okay, well, then it's over.
Just trying to be honest.
No, I love the choice you made. I'm a big fan of the movie, fan of the song.
I'm a fan of the movie. I'm not a fan. I'm not a big R.E.M. fan. I respect the work. I'm just not. I don't really like their music. Is that wrong?
Is it wrong? No,
just preference.
I think that at their best, the two Andy, because there's Man on the Moon, and then there's the other one.
The end of the world. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the. No, that song isn't bad.
Yeah, you don't hate that. Do you? What about you? Not a Losing My Religion fan?
No.
But what about the
Losing My Religion?
Isn't there another Man on the Moon? But isn't there another Andy Kaufman song? Isn't that the song they made for the movie? But there's another song.
I don't know.
Am I getting confused?
There's What's the Frequency, Kenneth?
No, that's for sure.
I don't know. While you're figuring,
I guess you're right. I guess I'm just thinking of the beginning of the song sounding differently than the chorus.
Maybe. Not a good movie.
Just good? You don't love it? I love it.
I'm going to stand by.
I think it's Carey. I think it's Jim at one of his best.
Oh, he's terrific. What a good movie.
I love the way that the wrestling stuff is done. It feels so.
They did a very good job bringing everybody back from Taxi for the funeral. Like they really did. And listen, they were still lucky that everybody still looked good and it kind of made sense. But no, great performance by Jim Carrey. It's a good movie. I'll stand by it.
Okay, so no, sorry. I'm putting it all together now. And I want to apologize to you and my family.
Do it.
So Man on the Moon is the song about Andy Kaufman.
Yes.
And it's from their seminal album, Automatic for the People, which is like 6 years before the movie.
Yeah, it wasn't written for the movie, no.
So they named the movie for the song.
Yes.
And that's what kind of confused me.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. What, 97?
I think 97, 98, and the album's 92. My dad listened to this album a lot.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. This, it's interesting thing about, I'm going to blow my mind here.
Blow your mind?
Yeah.
But what about mine?
It won't mean the same to you, but I know you like this game too. And Anthony hates it. This album came out in November 92. And I'm feeling weird today. Maybe everything going on, so I could get emotional. So just follow along if you can.
Okay.
It's 2020. It's 2026 right now?
Yes.
This album came out in 92. That's 34 years?
Mm-hmm.
God. My dad was younger than me.
Yeah.
When he was playing this album in our living room. That's crazy.
That makes sense.
No. Turns 92. Dear God.
That was a good poll.
That's well done.
But that's crazy.
And I just like, yeah. And obviously I had kids late, so none of the timing makes sense in my head.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because I was 13 already.
Yeah, but that's cool that your father listened to contemporary music.
He did for a while. They fell off.
The closest my dad ever.
Don't get started with your dad. Your dad in music was a mess. If we're being honest.
Well,
he's the only man in New Jersey in 1972 who only wanted to listen to country music.
Well, he wasn't a rock fan.
But that's like, do you realize how crazy it is?
But
he was against anything modern.
I know, but
football changing against it. Music, rock and roll wasn't exactly brand new.
He hated Elvis. He hated the Beatles. He hated anything that was popular that caused a ruckus. Elvis. Hound Dog was too much. Didn't like him.
Didn't like the cut of his jib.
No. Didn't care for the man.
So what was the most modern piece of music he even liked?
The two things. You ready? Air Supply.
Make it make sense.
And America. Horse with No Name.
I don't remember what America's. I know America's a band. I don't remember like what songs or
Horse
what.
with No Name.
That's a big one?
Yeah, you've heard it.
And is it surprising that he liked that, or does it go
seemed like that's when he was letting his hair down. He was rocking out.
Little America, little Air Supply.
My father would turn on, we grew up, AM radio was where all the music was. Like this, PLJ a little bit later on, but like early on, if you wanted to listen to music, you listened to WNBC or WABC.
Now, can I ask you a question real quick? What was FM not around yet?
No, FM was around, but just people weren't connecting with it.
So I just want to say, tell me if I'm wrong here. While FM existed, them keeping music on AM is the equivalent of the goalpost in the front of the end zone.
Yes, it is.
What are you doing?
Yes, it is.
What AM, as you guys know if you're listening to us right now, is a horrifying sound. Whereas FM is crystal
especially
clear.
For music. Listen, there might have been people listening to FM, but not in our car, because my father probably figured, the FM, that's that newfangled
hippie band.
But if my father did turn on NBC, because my mom did like rock music, so if he got in the car and NBC was on or ABC was on for my mother driving the car, and like My Life by Billy Joel came on, he turned it off as if he was being stabbed by needles. To him, that might as well been the Sex Pistols.
My Life by Billy Joel.
That might as well.
The theme song to Bosom Buddies.
Right, that was the equivalent of like thrash metal to him. That was Satan's music.
And I have to imagine also, and I'm just stepping out here on a limb, I don't want to make assumptions about your dad. It was the theme song of Bosom Buddies. I feel like he wouldn't have enjoyed Bosom Buddies either.
No, the concept was over his head.
Not for him. What about Mork and Mindy?
Why don't they just move into a place that allows men?
Yeah, doesn't make sense. Well, what about Mork and Mindy?
Yes, he did enjoy that because he was a sci-fi freak.
Okay, that is odd. A sci-fi. You wouldn't think a guy who's this not modern.
He liked what he liked, and he didn't like what he didn't like.
He was
a
man of interesting
taste. You can find a horse with no name, Julian. Not a horse with no name. Felt good to be out of the rain.
I don't know if I know.
In the desert, you can't remember your name. You'll never heard?
No, it's not ringing a bell.
Nah.
Your version of it.
You've ever been in a dentist's office? You ever been on an elevator? Nah.
Okay.
In the desert. Yeah, of course. Anyway.
This is your dad letting loose.
Oh, this would be like the first time I heard Slayer. That was the equivalent. Anything heavier than that, then you worshiped Satan and you're doomed to be a bad person. Oh, I could tell you stories.
No. Now it's just so interesting to think about your brother and your dad. Wow.
1-800-919-3776. Got the Mets. We got some interesting John Harbaugh sound to get to as well because he responded, Peter, to Cam Skattebo's backflip. So we need to hear that. Just getting started on a Tuesday. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg until 7 o'clock, and then it's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
The Yankees, there should be no discussion about what the plan here should be. Just sitting and waiting on Aaron Judge, and I'm going to let his health dictate what I'm doing for the rest of the year. Nope. Take a lesson from the Knicks. They ended up in a position where you felt like in the playoffs, well, if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? For the Yankees, it's right there for the taking.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Stress Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You push yourself in everything you do, scanning headlines for insights, keeping an eye on the market. Robinhood puts you in control of your money, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Now, this is Sister Golden Hair. This is their other big hit. I don't know if you're familiar with this one. This is probably the bigger song. Horse with No Name is huge, too. But these are the 2 big America songs. So my father was rocking out to this while he was driving over to Richfield Park's PSE&G. Or more likely, just waiting like every other yo-yo for it to come on the radio and then get excited when it did. Remember those days? Where the only way you could hear a song was either purchase it on cassette
single,
or just hope that it would come on the radio. And when it came on the radio, it was like Christmas Day.
Well, unless you were smart and you taped it yourself, then you had it. Now you had it. Taped it off the crispy FM radio in my case.
Well, that's what I used to do. My parents used to let me listen to the radio before I went to sleep. And believe it or not, even in the 70s, we had a radio that had a timer. So my father would set it for a half hour. And then the music would just fade out when the 30 minutes was up. So my brother and I would go to bed, and we'd get to listen to the radio for 30 minutes. And whatever,
Same room?
Same room. And then on Sundays, they'd have PSA shows, like Howard Cosell's Speaking of Everything. I get all excited. Howard Cosell's on. He gets to talk sports. No, he was talking politics. He was talking economics and everything else. And they'd have all these special shows, and thered be no music. So what I would do is earlier in the day, I would record the radio for like a half hour and then play the cassette. So I at least be able to hear some music. Hear like, Light My Fire by the Doors. Or the Blues Brothers, Soul Man. Those were some of the songs I remember on the cassette.
What year Soul Man from? Mid-70s?
No. The movie came out in 80. I think they released the album like in 79. All right. Somewhere. So I was like 11. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to the busy phones, and let's talk to Victor in Florida. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Victor?
Hey, Don. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, I was just blowing my weeds around in Central Florida over here. No, I hit a nerve because, a heartstring, because I'm also retired from the same company Dad worked at.
A PSE&G?
Did he work? Yeah. Did he work for the electric side or the gas side?
Electric.
Electric. Okay. Yeah, I was the gas side. Yeah, I just moved down there like 3 years ago. Yeah, Horse for No Name. I think I could have been a great neighbor for your dad.
How old are you?
63.
How old? 63?
Yes. How old was he when he passed?
Well, he passed. He was 59, and that was back in 97. Oh. So my dad would have been in his upper 80s. But sounds like you guys were cut from the same jib, so I think you guys would have probably gotten along with each other. PSE&G there was the gas side, there was the electric side. My dad was on the electric side. So he'd have to go to Richfield Park, New Jersey. It was right off the turnpike, and that's where he worked, forever. David and Elizabeth, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, David?
What's going on, Don? What's going on, Radio Rosenberg?
What up, buddy?
Fellas, let's talk about the Mets. Like you dream about. All right, fellas. So this is what I want to say,
That was
Don.
a little. You had a little Keekins going.
No, he's
didn't you?
trying. Well, he's trying.
Yeah.
Oh, you know me, Rosenberg. Always
He's
bring
trying
it
to
the
look.
table. Oh yeah. So look, now this is what I want to say. Yesterday you were bringing up Jake, and I agree with him 100%. I wouldn't hold on to these prospects, when they're 2 pieces away from really contending. So I wanted to agree with you on that, even though I couldn't tell you that yesterday.
Okay.
So I wanted to say that first. And second, this is what I want to say with the Mets. You're 100% right. If they bring in a new manager, is it really going to solve the whole conspiracy of what's going on with the team right now? No. Because, you'll get these 2 guys to get on the same page, but that doesn't solve that the roster stinks. And, Senga's terrible. Freddy Peralta, terrible. They're giving us middle school numbers. Like you said, getting a new manager isn't going to solve that. We got to get at the head of the snake, and that's Stearns, man.
I think it's excuse making, David, and thank you for the phone call of, we just got to get this whole Lindor Soto thing right. And if we can't get it right, we got to trade Lindor. What are we doing? We've got a problem here. Fix it. Hey, the Knicks did something similar. We don't think Thibodeau's the guy. And it ruffled a lot of feathers. I was slack-jawed when it happened. Next thing you know, they win a championship. It's okay to admit you made a mistake. You know what's worse is when you double down on the mistake because you're stubborn. Or, again, my conspiracy theory, is he being forced to keep this guy? I'm sorry. I'm sure there's nothing down on paper. That's a conspiracy theory. If Steve cares about this team, he'd say, I got to find somebody. This is not good. And we played the sound from a couple of weeks ago. You remember it, Peter. He goes, he doesn't get any credit for 24. No, he doesn't. Because that wasn't his team, number one. And number two, he didn't believe in the 24 team because he blew it up. And this is what he pivoted to. And now his old team has the best record in baseball. Didn't miss a beat. So maybe it wasn't him. Now, I'm not going to sit there and lie and say there isn't a foundation that maybe he laid that now allowed the Brewers to continue to play well. But it could also be that whatever he was doing really didn't matter. That's a solid organization that's got a lot of good people that know what to do in a small market and make it work. Now, they haven't been able to win in the postseason, but they go to the playoffs every year. They got the best record in baseball on July 21st. The Mets have one of the worst records in baseball. Has anybody really paid attention to where the Mets are in the standings? Because everybody gets caught up in how far back you are from the last wild card, and baseball stinks right now, and all you need to do is be like the Red Sox and win 14 straight games, and you could be right back in it. After the Knicks run was over, and now you're getting ready for football, and maybe you've decided, you know what, baseball's stupid anyway. I'm a Met fan. I don't want to even be bothered watching this team, and not paying attention to the fact that the Mets have a .416 winning percentage with a record of 42-59, a minus 67 run differential. And there is only 1, 2, 3 teams in all of Major League Baseball that have a worse winning percentage than the Mets. Just the Rockies in the National League and the Angels and the Kansas City Royals in the American League. The Mets are the second worst team in the National League, and they're the 4th worst team in Major League Baseball. That's how far they've fallen from being an 83-win team last year and a team that went to Game 6 of the League Championship Series the year before. Now, I'll repeat myself. They needed to make a change because that team wasn't going to win. No. But this team, the 4th worst team in Major League Baseball, and this guy gets to keep his job?
It's very odd. And I just don't understand. Now, listen, again, I don't think Mendoza did a good job, particularly with the Soto Lindor situation. But besides that, what huge impact did Mendoza have on this team?
Well, and also, Peter, Cohen admitted after Mendoza was let go that it was a mercy fire. So it wasn't so much he's the reason we're in this situation. Let's let the guy go. He's ruining his reputation being on this team.
Right.
So it really wasn't the manager. It's amazing to me that we could be sitting here in 2026 and have what every Met fan dreamed of. The Wilpons out. And you bring in an owner that's worth $23 billion, and you're just as clueless as you were before. How? How is that possible? Is it in the water in Flushing? It's crazy. This is why Met fans get aggravated at Yankee fans complaining about your situation. Your situation's a panacea compared to the Mets. And I know it's the Mets and it's the Yankees. It's different. But how about just competent baseball? You can be anybody and take over a team, and if you know what you're doing, get them to win. We saw the Kansas City Royals go to back-to-back World Series. We saw the Texas Rangers win a championship. John Harbaugh spoke.
Go ahead.
Or Joe Biden. I forget who.
Yeah, well, let me listen.
Well, you know what, Peter? I've previewed this sound. It's going to sound like Biden. Get ready. But he spoke about Cam Skattebo. We also have Adam Schefter.
Oh, you're making me wait until after the break, aren't you?
Yeah.
This is a tease.
Yeah, it's a tease. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Hour in till 7 o'clock, and then it's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid, bite back.
At D'Agostino & Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
When you manage an active facility, disruption is not an option. Tricon Construction specializes in healthcare, commercial, and industrial environments where work needs to happen without shutting operations down. That takes detailed planning, clear communication, and safe, disciplined execution. Because when patients are inside, tenants are working, or production has to keep moving, every decision matters. Tricon understands how to work around your business professionally, safely, and efficiently. For complex work inside active facilities, choose Tricon Construction. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan. AI for the trades.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
Clear some space in the rafters at MSG. A new banner is coming to the Garden.
Tonight, we play like we wanted to go home champions to finish the game.
not to start the game, to finish the game. It means the world to me to go in that court with those guys. Whatever environment we're in, home or away, doesn't matter for us.
To have the fans that we have in New York City and be able to bring home a championship after all these years is absolutely amazing.
ESPN New York is your home for the world champion New York Knicks. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
401 of the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 7 o'clock, and then it's game 2 of the 3-game set between the Mets and the Brewers. Alan Hahn's on vacation. He'll be back next week. He sends his regards. Now we've got the Cam Skattebo situation. Not that it's really a situation. He did a backflip at Fan Fest or Fanatics Fest, and people are up in arms about it. I'm kind of lukewarm on it, just from the case of, hey, if you look at every young athlete, they're all trying to get theirs. They're all trying to carve out some sort of a niche beyond what they do for a living. And I can't blame them, especially in football. Another injury for Cam Skattebo, and his career might be over. And we'll remember the backflips and we'll remember the wrestling moment, and that might be all he has. He only had like 400 yards rushing in 8 games last year because he got hurt. Tomorrow's not promised to anybody, so get what you got to get. But still, he's coming off a catastrophic leg injury, and now he's doing backflips. It's worrisome. Now, Adam Schefter was on Unsportsmanlike earlier today, and he gave what he hears the Giants feel about the Skattebo backflip.
I can't imagine that they're particularly excited about seeing videos like that. That is who Cam Skattebo is. Like, this is not a surprise. This is a guy who would headbutt brick walls before every college football game. Why does it all of a sudden seem surprising that he's backflipping in the offseason coming off a dislocated ankle and fractured tibia? That's who he is. He plays that way. He lives that way. He acts that way, and is probably always going to be that way. That's just who he is. He's a modern-day John Riggins, Rob Gronkowski, have fun, live it up, not worry, live for the moment kind of guy. And so in a perfect world, the Giants would say, we don't want you doing anything to risk yourself for injury.
I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't care for that cut because the way it started was, I can't imagine they'd be happy. I don't need Adam's opinion. I wanted to know if he had some inside information, and he didn't. John Harbaugh, well, that's somebody we want to hear from, right? He was on Bleb in Giants podcast, and he was talking about Skattebo's botched backflip at Fanatics Fest.
Oh, my reaction when I saw it on my phone?
Yeah.
My reaction was I haven't talked to him yet. I'm going to talk to him, I'm sure. But my reaction was this, dude, at least stick it. You know what I mean? Land the thing if you're going to do it. You know, that was my first reaction. So, Scat's going to be ready to go. And he's been working super hard. He's really been training like crazy. And his mind is on camp. You know, he's healthy. He's ready to roll. And I can't wait to see him out there at practice.
Now, this is a message for all of my elder brethren. The get off my lawn crowd, in which I am one. Where I see the Skattebo backflip and I go, come on, what are you doing? When I see Dart jumping off a boat, what are you doing? You're a football player. Why put yourself in peril? It's tough enough to stay healthy on the field. You got to go out and do that. What are you doing? Focus on the task at hand. Be a great Giant. Let's win some games here. Don't try to be a superstar before you're an actual superstar. It's so hard in New York. But I got to be honest with you. Much like Michael K. back in the day gave up with the whole backflip stuff, I'm out. Do whatever the hell you want to do. John Harbaugh is the head coach of the New York Giants. Said, I'm sure I'm going to talk to him. Well, I'm not worried about whether you have a conversation with your running back. Of course you are. Are you going to talk to him about this? But when you listen to that cut, guys, you're hearing a guy that either doesn't have an appetite to or has been told not to discipline his guy for what he did. Come on, you think John Harbaugh, an old-school coach, wants to see his running back after leg surgery doing a backflip? Of course he doesn't. But in the modern-day athlete runs the show, and these owners all don't want to tick the players off. That's why Aaron Boone constantly defends his players. because he's told to. You think an old school guy, a third-generation baseball guy like Aaron Boone, is happy about some of the antics his players do and talk about and act? With Jazz, with the whole lollipop thing, his initial reaction, if you remember, was to say it pissed him off. Then the next day, he's all on board. Why? Because you got to get on board, because that's the way the modern-day athlete acts. And if you want to be the old-school guy, you're going to lose a lot of face-offs, man. A lot of jobs are going to be lost if you decide to take that tact, because you're not going to get the support of your ownership in a lot of cases, because they're going to want to side with the player. So I was expecting to hear John Harbaugh talk about, oh, listen, he's just a kid. I'm going to talk to him about it. We're going to straighten that out. That's not going to happen again. No, he's making fun of the fact that he didn't stick the landing. Because Peter...
He didn't even feel comfortable actually giving a criticism of it. It was just sort of like, I'm making a little joke about it, and don't worry, he'll be there.
Right, because the modern-day coach has to adjust to the player, not the other way around. That's the way sports are now. So, Peter, I'm out. To complain about it,
I hear you.
I can't. I can't do it anymore.
And I, to the Shefty cut that I know you aren't a huge fan of, if he is in fact hearing, like it's not his assessment, but he's hearing from inside the Giants, we think of him as like a modern-day Riggins or Gronk. Cam's got a lot of work to do to be a Riggins or Gronk.
Oh, thank you.
He's not drafted in position to be Riggins or Gronk. No one thinks he's going to turn out to be Riggins or Gronk. I don't think there's any, Don, if he turns out to be Riggins or Gronk, it's the greatest draft pick in the history of the league.
Right, exactly.
Based on position of draft.
Yes, exactly.
So I hear what they're saying, and I hear you. You know, that's who he is. Okay. But, like, man, we can't say anything. Like, I don't expect him to rip him. I mean, you can say, hey, that's who he is. I got to say, instead of saying, I wish he stuck the landing, I guess my preference would have been, I cringed a little bit. Made me a little nervous, but he's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, but at least acknowledge a thing happened.
I think the way I would have liked him to start off with, I'm not happy about it, but then kind of joke about it in the back end. Mm-hmm. Joking about it in the front end is almost like, I need to win all the kids over, let them know that I'm not the old man,
exactly,
that I'm going to be on their side. Like, no, man, I do think there should be a line of demarcation between coach and player where, hey, I'm allowed to discipline you. I know a lot of you players, not these players, Dart and Skattebo, but a lot of players make more money than the coach. So it's very awkward. It's not like the old days where these coaches seem to have like contracts for life and never got fired, and they were more like Tommy Lasorda was like more important than a lot of Dodgers because he never went anywhere. He was there forever. You know, Bill Parcells was the man. They listened to him, but the world's different now. But that's where I kind of felt like I don't believe he's happy with it, but he's got to at least show the world he is happy with it because the players run the show. And was I right? Biden.
Oh, he
just sounds like
there's
Biden.
No way around it. I mean,
and the only thing I said about Adam, I'm not getting on Schefter. I'm just saying is like I can't imagine they'd be happy. Well,
you want more.
You know, I can't imagine they're happy either.
You could.
Why would anybody be happy with that? Right? If I see my running back who I need to be healthy, I'm losing weapons left and right. I'm not going to have neighbors available at the start of the season. I don't need him getting hurt again, doing a backflip at Fanatics Fest. For what? What was accomplished there? At least if he hurts himself on the football field, well, he was trying to get a first down. Even when we were killing Dart for diving head first, the goal was to get a first down to help the team win the game. You don't win any games at Fanatics Fest. You don't win any games at the beach jumping out of a boat into the water. That's just showing off. Putting the cart before the horse, man. And that's the thing with, I brought this up before. I don't know the company. I think it's an insurance company. All over. Jackson Dart's got like 10 billboards on the New Jersey Turnpike.
It's I know.
Isn't it crazy in New York? I mean, you grew up in Washington, I'm sure, especially the Redskins were big. But nobody puts the cart before the horse better than New York. We saw it with Matt Harvey. Like, if you give a sniff of stardom.
Oh, yeah. Tebow.
All over the place, right? Usually you should wait till you become a star before you're doing commercials and billboards and making appearances and all that, right? There was a time where athletes would be embarrassed to do that before they actually accomplish something. But Giant fans are there's so many of them, and they're so hungry for not just a win, but a quarterback. and you've been on this from the very beginning, they've kind of accelerated Dart to stardom before he's actually done it. I think he's very good, but there's still a lot of body work to be proven. Same thing with Skattebo.
I'm closer to here, obviously, at this point than I am to DC. But I think there is more Jackson Dart-related stuff here than there is Daniel's stuff in Washington.
But that's not either of their faults.
No, it has nothing to do with
it's just that's the perils of New York, Anthony.
Yeah.
I mean, here's a quarterback.
Of course, the player says yes to the money.
That has played in a championship game.
I don't think he's turning it down. They go, Jackson, I know you haven't earned it yet, but would you like this contract?
See, this is where you need to be careful, because there's no escape route from it, right? Like, you have to go through it, and these teams don't want to tick off the players. You want the players to get theirs. And listen, I've come around on it because, hey, Cam can go out there, God forbid, opening night, get hurt, never play football again, and he'll be happy that while he had the opportunity to do some stuff, he did it, because you don't know how long this is going to be.
Right, nothing guaranteed.
You can't sit there, I'm going to wait till I'm a star. What if I don't become a star? What if I get hurt before I become a star?
You better get that money.
So I think a backflip at Fanatics Fest is kind of stupid. But to him, it was something he wanted to do. He wants to prove to everybody that he's healthy. And it's a fun thing that he wants to take advantage of the stardom while he's got it. And the same thing with Dart, and the same thing with Matt Harvey back in the day. And that was like a decade ago. But that's just how it was even back then. Yeah, you could wait till you're Namath and win the Super Bowl. Or you could do it right away if they're going to give you that opportunity. And New York is going to give you that opportunity. And the teams and the agents and the handlers, instead of being enablers and just riding the wave, you kind of need an adult in the room every once in a while to go, guys, let's tone it down just a little bit, all right? Just a little bit.
A little bit.
Because
Bend them a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you can't have fun. I'm not saying that you can't express yourself, take advantage of the fame and the fortune that you have right now. But let's not forget, you're an NFL player. You got a season coming up. It's going to be big. And I'm telling you, if you guys play to the level that you can play, and I think these two individuals can play, then I think they can be stars in this league. They're not stars yet. There are people that are trying to make them into stars because the Giants have been bereft of stars, and they've had no winning at all recently. Matter of fact, they've been nothing but an embarrassment. But the team is so popular and the fans are so hungry, they're trying to make these guys the next Eli Manning. They're trying to make these guys the next, Joe Morris or Frank Gifford. Maybe that will come, but let's have some fun, but also let's remember the task at hand here. And also let's remember that let's be the star first, and then you can take advantage of all the things. It'll be there for you. Now, I'm not saying they're losing sight of that, but dude, wackier things have happened. I've seen pitchers go on the disabled list because they're cutting frozen hamburgers and cut their hand. I'm not saying you got to wrap yourself in bubble wrap, but why do that? But it's what they want to do. It's what they want to be. They're being encouraged by the organizations to do it. And as much as I'm going to give up on complaining about it, I'll just say, back in the day, you became the star first, and then you reap the benefits, not beforehand. And sometimes these guys don't become the stars they're supposed to become. Look what happened to Matt Harvey. You end up getting hurt. You don't live up to expectations. New York's going to do that to you. And New York wants to do that to you. They want to make you a star. And you know what New York also is very good at doing, Peter?
What's that?
Chopping you down when you screw up.
Oh, yeah. They love it.
Build you up just to knock you down.
Oh, and then build you up again, by the way.
Don't get caught up in all that. Just do what you do. And I'm telling you, if you do what you do and you do it well in New York, you're going to become a mega star.
There are some people you can ask about it.
Tons of them all over the place.
Yeah, there's about 12 of them right now, 11. They played for the New York Knicks.
Oh yeah.
They'll let you know how it goes. You can make, and in fact, you can have a couple of years of people are not sure if you're any good or not. And then you have a run, and you're God. By the way, you know what's funny about the Cat thing? Do you remember that, like, early on in the playoffs, it looked like Cat was like the MVP?
Oh, yeah.
And then as the playoffs went on, he faded a bit.
Mm-hmm.
then in the finals, he had a couple of big moments. He had a couple complete dud games.
He did.
No memory of it.
Of course not.
No memory. And by the way, I don't want people to have it. I'm fine with this. I'm just pointing out to your point, Don. You win, a lot of stuff gets glazed over. Whereas you're famous, you're cool. And I just want to remind everyone, and I want to be clear, I recognize I have been, and it's a little bit unfortunate because I am the Commanders fan in the room. I admit I have been the guy who's been the toughest on Jackson Dart. Do you remember the first thing I was tough on him about?
The first, because of the sunglasses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool guy. When you come in for the presser and you guys just lost and you threw for like 200 yards and a touchdown and it's cool, like the jewelry and the glasses, like just come in looking really normal here and don't start buying it all. And whenever I've seen him along the way, he's just been, it seems, very image conscious as much as anything else. And I'm not saying you shouldn't look cool. You're the quarterback of the New York Giants, right? You're a cool guy. He's got beautiful hair. He's a good-looking kid, the whole nine. But I just want for us to get to a point where the number one thing about Jackson Dart, again, and there was a moment when this was true, was just the football. And we can't know about that until we get to September and start playing meaningful football games. So there's been a lot of stuff since the last time he played, and none of it has really had to do with football. When you go back and look, I looked the other day at 11 games he played in, I believe?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
11 starts, I think? When you go look at the box scores for each, a couple of them jump out at you and you go, oh, yeah, those were good games. Certainly the nightmare game they blew, what was it, Denver?
Denver, yeah.
Yeah, that was a very nice game for him. I think it was 3 touchdowns and a pick that day. But he threw an awful percentage. I think he threw like 40%, 35%.
And the pick was tough.
And the pick was tough, too.
Yeah, they have 12 starts, 14 appearances, 12 starts.
And look through the games. If you can pull up the individual box scores, look at the games. There were a handful where he was real good, a handful where he was mediocre, and a couple where he wasn't great. And what we saw was moxie. We saw toughness. We saw a guy who wants to be the guy. Those are all really cool things to see. And they are things I have seen. Don, I know you're going to laugh because they're not the same level athlete, and I'm not saying that they're the same because Jackson Dart is a different level physical athlete. I saw all those things in Taylor Heineke, dude. He's a backup now in the NFL. That's what he is. He has a nice little, gets himself a nice little job here. It's not a guarantee for anything.
Well, it's not a guarantee for anything, but the Giants did trade back into the first round for him. They were waiting for him.
Because he's a different level athlete. He had what Taylor Heineke doesn't have it in his body to be what Jackson Dart could be. But you still have to be those things. We know on paper he's got arm strength. He's clearly got awareness. He's when he wants to take off, he's a threat. Mm-hmm. He also takes a lot of hits that are unfortunate and not ideal and will not keep you around in seasons if you do it very often. So there's still like a lot to prove for this kid. I absolutely think the Giants could have found their guy. But this is, and Alan said this last week, and I'm with him, but that's the story of this season, is do they have their guy?
Well, the reason I lean towards that they do is we're talking about a kid, a rookie, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. You know, if I can go through any length of a season with a plus 10 touchdown interception ratio, that's good.
Agree.
All right. Now, he never threw for 300 yards, but he was consistently over 200 yards. His best game, as you said, the Denver game, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, a pick. The pick was bad, but you're a kid. You're playing in your 7th NFL game. There's going to be mistakes that are going to be made. Remember Eli, his first year, he almost died in Baltimore. This is going to be a humongous season for him. Because in Eli's second season, the Giants went 11-5. Now, he was awful, and they got shut out in the playoff game against Carolina, but they went 11-5. So, and he had a good season. So I think if he's healthy and he's playing in 17 games, Peter, I think his numbers are going to be good. He threw for over 2,000 yards in those 12 starts. He completed 63.7% of his passes, and there was 1, 2, 3 times where he completed over 70% of his passes, and a couple in the high 60s. So for a young kid, he's completing his passes. He's not making mistakes as far as interceptions are concerned. Hey, he could turn out to be the next Peyton Manning and throw 5 touchdowns and 15 interceptions, right? He didn't do that. So I'm a little bit more bullish on him than you, but I'm also with you in the sense that there's still a long way to go. We're talking franchise quarterback here. The Giants did not trade back into the first round for Jackson Dart to be the next Joe Flacco. No, not Joe Flacco, Gus Frerotte. They don't want the next Danny Cannell. They're hoping they're going to have a guy that's going to be the next Eli Manning, or at least the next Terry Collins that could take him to a Super Bowl,
or Terry Collins.
1-800-919-3776. We'll get back to your calls on this in just a bit, but it is Tuesday, and it's Talk About It Tuesday. You got something to talk about?
Oh, you kidding me? Like you dream about.
I mean, it's a sports talk show. We should have plenty to talk about. But this is where we get a chance to really talk about something that's bothering me and
or
Peter.
Affecting us.
And I'm affected by this one. And I think there are a lot of fans of a certain team that should be bothered by this because this has become a yearly ritual that I'm quite frankly very sick of. So Talk About It Tuesday's coming up next. We got an ENN like you read about coming up at 6. And we're full frontal again today. Take up until 7 o'clock. Then we hand it off to Mets baseball. Mets and the Brewers from Milwaukee. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg here on a Tuesday on ESPN New York.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
Rick doesn't have a primary care doctor.
I don't think Alan does either.
That doesn't make it any better for you.
I actually think we use the same pediatrician.
Alan's in his mid-50s.
If you met this pediatrician, you would get rid of your primary care physician and use my pediatrician. He's that good.
Do you know what the definition of pediatrician is?
Doesn't matter.
He's not equipped at the spleen.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
You walk out with a lollipop?
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit AllureCare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Progressive knows there's no one more important to your team than your pet. They're like your top draft pick.
And it looks like Chuck has selected Pepper the Corgi. Bold pick there, Deborah.
Yeah, Rich, Pepper has a high ceiling for sure, but he does have a tendency to bark at every tree.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table, but also takes a lot off of it, especially when it's been left near the edge.
Nothing left to do now but suit him up for the dog park.
Protect your top draft pick from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We've got this rough weather moving through, especially doing a number in North Jersey. Still have a flash flood warning in effect. Heavy delays on Route 4, 17, and 80 over by the Garden State Parkway. Inbound George, low visibility on the upper deck and running about 15 to 20 minutes from 80-95. Stick with the lower level. That's about a 5 to 10 minute wait. Worst of it's the outbound George, Cross Bronx westbound. A crash on top of the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. Right lane is out. You're slammed there from the Bruckner on through. Outbound Lincoln will run you about 30 to 40. Outbound Holland, a 20 to 30 minute ride. Flooding on the Bronx River Parkway. You want to stay away between 287 and Harrison and Eastchester. Better off using the New England Thruway. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Sometimes you just can't take it anymore.
You're done. I'm done.
This is Let's Talk About It Tuesday.
And it's a really
with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
I don't know why this bothers me as much as it does. Because it's not my team. But I'm scrolling through social media this morning when I get up.
Go ahead.
Kind of see if anything broke during the overnight or whatever. And I see the Jets have sent out a tweet. All right, did they sign somebody? Is there some breaking news? No. It's just your yearly, hey, look, we've got a new version of our uniform.
Yay.
And this one is the whiteout. It is a pretty sharp-looking uniform. I mean, there's nothing really that different than what you've seen before. White jersey, white pants with the green letters and the green piping on the sleeves and the green collar. But this time they've got a white helmet. So it's this all white, like what they wear with the whiteout, right? And the only thing that bothers me about it, guys, it seems like every year, the Jets unveil the all-black jersey. The Jets unveil the all-green jersey. The Jets now unveiling the all-white jersey. How about just winning games, all right? Well, just focus on that. I'm not saying you can't have fun. I'm not saying you can't change up the uniform. But it's just every year. And the only other thing that they do every year but change the uniform is 15 years of missing the playoffs. So can we actually focus on something else? Like, doesn't that aggravate Jet fans? 15 straight years of missing the playoffs. 14 of those 15 finishing under 500. All the different coaches, all the general managers that have changed. And now they feel like they might have gotten it right with Muji. And they're starting to move in the right direction. At least I feel they are. But this unveiling of New Jerseys, it almost feels like it's a magic trick. Well, don't pay attention to all the losing here.
Look over here.
Look, we got a New Jersey. Am I wrong to be bothered by this? Hey, it's Talk About It Tuesday. It's my talk about it. I should be able to talk about it. But am I the only person that feels this way? Or are Jet fans going to jump me like, oh, they got a new... What do you... You shouldn't care if it's pink with purple polka dots. If they win the Super Bowl, does it matter? Is that making you feel better when you trek all the way out to MetLife Stadium to watch the team lose again, not know if you've got a quarterback, not know if you've got a head coach, 15 straight years of losing. Oh, but guess what? They've got a brand new jersey I can buy. Ooh, they got a white helmet. I mean, at some point, don't you be like, don't you yawn at this stuff?
It's not just the Jets.
I know that.
No, but when that's your team, when your team is the one that is losing, and the only thing they can announce is their jersey schedule or look at our new alternates. It's the worst. It's just the worst. But what else is there to do?
But it feels like, I know they've got their business to do, right? They've got to go about their business with their new uniforms and special things at the stadium and little funny videos that sometimes these social media places do. But if you're a Jet fan and you've suffered the way Jet fans have suffered over the last 15 years, is this going to make your day? Like, do you really think that, and I respect everybody over at the Jets. They always treated me well. A lot of different people there, but like I've always thought that their PR was top notch, and they do a great job promoting their team. And I know they've got to do what they got to do. But all anybody cares about that roots for this football team is that they're eventually going to get it right and win. And then when they start winning, Peter, then you can unveil the beautiful white jerseys, the white out jerseys, and the green out jerseys, the black out jerseys, and the neon jerseys. You can do all that stuff.
Now because I buy one. Now you'd be in the mood to wear one.
But like right now, how do you just not like roll your eyes like, all right, really? Okay, great. That's going to get me all excited for another year of driving 3 hours from Suffolk County to MetLife Stadium.
Oh my God!
Pay $1 billion to park and then watch the team lose 35-3. And then drive all the way home and miss all the 4 o'clock games because it takes you forever to get home. Maybe you're lucky in time for kickoff at the Sunday night game. I just wanted to get that off my chest.
I'm completely in lockstep. I would love to know if anyone out there feels different. Is there anyone in the world who roots for a bad team and still gets excited about the jersey announcements? I know they have to do it, and Don, it's not the same department, right? It's not like the coaching staff or the GM is involved in the conversation.
Right, exactly. Aaron Glenn's not involved.
No, there's a department that deals with this. I'm not saying it distracts anybody. I'm just saying, who cares? Like I just wish every announcement was. Honestly, I don't even want any announcements. Like when my team's terrible, I mean, even right now, where I'm going into a season with my team where I don't know what they are, I don't even care for the yo-yo stuff. I just. Did you sign a player? Did you release a player? Give me the basic information and get me to the first game.
Yeah, and you're right. Nobody should think that Muji and Glenn are losing out on preparing for the season to worry about the jerseys. That's not their department. And you know what ends up happening? I think the jerseys look pretty cool. But there are going to be a lot of people that are Jet fans who are just hating the team because of all the losing that won't appreciate it.
And they would have rather you just waited for a time when the team was exciting, and now you're coming off of an 11-6 season. Don, that's when you go, ooh, New Jersey. Maybe I'll buy one.
And there is something, even though it's a completely different department, and there are people that actually get paid to make these decisions and do these things that are not involved in the football operation. But when you're talking about perception, shouldn't every fiber of your being, sending out to a message to your fans that all we care about is winning games. All we care about.
Right.
Like you should also be making fun of the people that are upset about the jerseys. Or the excited about the jerseys. What are you excited about the jerseys for? We just want to win games, damn
That's it, man.
1-800-919-3776. It's funny what connects with people. Full bank. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to Julian in Norwalk. You're on ESPN
Julian?
New York. What's up, Julian?
Oh.
You're not our Julian because you're going to speak.
He's going to speak.
Yeah, no, different Julian. Yeah. No, like the white jerseys look nice. I want to be excited about them, but
can't be.
I don't know what to do because the Jets suck, and I thought I was gonna have to forget being a Jets fan for multiple years after the last couple seasons. So I don't know what to do.
Well, what you do is just don't pay attention to the jerseys. Just hope.
No. And you wait, Don. You wait for the season. No, you wait for the season to start. And then if they're if somehow they shock you and they're playing great football, you know what you do? You go buy the jersey.
Yeah.
You go, wow. Yeah, you run out and you get one. I want to celebrate this moment.
Yeah. You send them back a note, Julian, saying, okay, when you get to 7 wins, I'll buy the jersey. When you finally have a winning record, I will buy the jersey. But yeah, I'm glad you're with me there because it just feels like when I saw it this morning, I'm like, oh my God, a new jersey. Woohoo! We stink, but boy, we look great. You know what? I'd rather look slovenly. I know. I would actually go onto the football field and look like I just threw up all over my jersey, but win the game 40-0. Wouldn't that be better? Have the worst jerseys in the league when you're taking a picture with the Vince Lombardi trophy.
Yeah. Disgusting. Bright vomit. That's the color.
Bright vomit.
They describe it as a vomit jersey.
Or the explosive diarrhea jersey. Just a brown splat in the back of your pants.
That's
God, well, that was a weird choice for a jersey, but they won the game 40-0. I'm going to buy myself. Never mind. I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to make my own.
Thank you.
I'm going to eat a bunch of lettuce and then wait. Let's go to Ira, Staten Island. How are you, buddy?
Soft serve in your pants.
What's up, buddy? How's your summer?
That's tough to follow. Everything's good. That's tough to follow up with both you guys. Listen, at this stage of my life, I couldn't care if they played in their underwear. I couldn't care if they played and they took like the old Patriot helmet, like they had Mr. Pat on the side. I couldn't. It doesn't matter to me. Like you said, just win football games. That's it. The merch, I get it's a business and they have to do certain things, but the only thing at this point, they have to win football games. I don't care what they look like. I don't care what they smell like. It's just go win football games.
But overall, do you feel good about the team going into training camp?
I feel good that they could maybe win about 6 games. I still, to be honest with you, and believe me, I don't mean it as a shot to Aaron Glenn. He has to prove me wrong. I don't think he's ever going to get them to the playoffs. I don't think he's a playoff head coach in the NFL. Now, he has to show me I'm wrong, and I'll be glad to come on with you guys and say what an idiot I was. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think I've been around long enough, and I don't see any evidence where this guy's going to be a winning football coach.
Ira, I'm with you. I think maybe he could, but there's no evidence. You're right. There's no evidence that he is going to be a winning coach. Now, that doesn't mean he can't be. And I think Muji has proven that he knows football, he knows how to build a roster. We'll see how it all works out at the end of the day. But there is nothing in that first season that tells you Aaron Glenn's on his way to being a great coach. But, nobody was saying that about Bill Parcells when he was 3-12-1 back in 1983. And the next thing you know, in 1984, they're 9-7 and they're in the playoffs. So we'll see. The proof is in the pudding. But I can't get mad at you or anybody who says, I don't know if this guy can coach.
Did you say the pudding?
Chocolate soft serve in your pants.
Can any of these stories have a happy ending?
In your pants.
It's one of my favorite drops of all time. It's a drop that combines Don saying something in real life with the drop that already existed. Think about that.
Can any of these stories have a happy ending?
In your pants.
Anthony, was that you who did that?
Yeah, that's.
Were you playing that live?
You know what? Even if it wasn't, take credit for it because it's
a thing of beauty.
It's outstanding.
Oh my God.
Noel in Piscataway, you're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Hey guys, long time listener. Listen, I'm a long-time Jets fan. It's been, since I grew up in Elmont, New York, and played football and went to all the All-Star games at Hofstra, and I've been a fan my whole life. I'm 46 now. So season ticket holder for 10 years, gave it up last year. And it's so funny. I was listening to you guys talk about the jerseys. Like, you're right. Who cares? We just want to see if you can actually put a product on the field that's sustainable. Secondly, I was talking to the screener gentleman, and you look at their social media. I follow everything Jets. They show highlights from like the 80s and 90s, like Laverne Coles, Chad Pennington. They have nothing to show for the last 15 years. Rex Ryan, they show that stuff that's so old and out of touch because we have nothing to show. Now, to get to your question about Aaron Glenn, listen, what he's doing, again, the jury's still out, but he's trying to change the culture. That's one thing I can say about the kids that they drafted. Impact players, even the kids from Indiana, they're older players, but they come from winning cultures. Everybody they drafted, and they brought in some good character guys in the locker room. So that is the first thing you do when you're changing a team around, or you develop a new culture of winners. And the guys that we had, unfortunately, they were so jaded by losing that we had to clean that room. And I hate to use the cliche, clean the swamp, but yeah, we had to kind of do that and go with some positivity. Yeah, drain the swamp. I hate even repeating that right here. Anyway, yeah.
There's a lot of work to be done, Noel, but the only thing that changes the culture is winning. Again, you can't put the cart before the horse, right?
So
you can't
true.
say, "Hey, we're gonna win. We're gonna change everything." And if you go out there and you win 4 games again, you didn't change a damn thing. Now, I think bringing in winners is important. And I do think in attempting to change the way you go about your business. But if you're not winning, you're not changing a damn thing. And if the guy can't coach, you're not going to win. Now, he's a former Pro Bowler. He was a coach in Detroit, and there was some winning there. But as a head coach, there's a lot of work to be done. You got to game plan. You got to adjust. You got to make the right decisions on the field. If none of those things happen, the culture is going to go right down the toilet like it always does. I'm with Ira. I hope I'm wrong. But right now, that first year left a lot to be desired. It did. I heard a lot of boasting. I heard a lot of confrontation with the media. That got everybody excited. He's a tough guy. Tough guy doesn't win football games. Intelligent football decisions, being a good coach. Then you start winning, and then all of a sudden the culture is going to change like magic. Just got to feel some winning, and maybe they get off to a good start and can make that happen. 1-800-919-3776. A lot more calls to get to. Also, Adam Schefter had something else very interesting to say. We'll dive into all that. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg up until 7 o'clock, and then it's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Summer's here. People are outside walking more, traveling, going to games, barbecues, the beach, just enjoying life. But if you have joint pain, sciatica, or back pain is still holding you back, you don't have to live like that. I'm Bart Scott, and Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the real deal. Ivy League trained, double board certified with non-surgical treatments that get real results. No cuts, no downtime, no pain medications, just a smart, targeted approach that gets you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Go to SandwellPain.com. Don't let pain steal your summer.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
The Yankees, there should be no discussion about what the plan here should be. Just sitting and waiting on Aaron Judge, and I'm going to let his health dictate what I'm doing for the rest of the year. Nope. Take a lesson from the Knicks. They ended up in a position where you felt like in the playoffs, well, if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? For the Yankees, it's right there for the taking.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Right now, police are stepping up patrols to make sure drivers and pedestrians obey our crosswalk laws. Why? Because every year in New York, people are injured or killed just crossing the street. So remember, pedestrians, obey traffic signals and use crosswalks. And drivers, yield to pedestrians in crosswalks. If you don't, we will educate you on the law, and you may get a ticket, because tickets get attention, and that saves lives. A message from the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Hey, Yankees fans! Join us at Yankee Stadium on Friday, August 21st, as the Yankees take on the Toronto Blue Jays. And don't miss Cody Bellinger Bobblehead Night, presented by T-Mobile. The first 18,000 guests through the gates will take home an exclusive Cody Bellinger bobblehead. Get here early, grab the giveaway, and cheer on the Bronx Bombers. Tickets are available now at yankees.com/tickets.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you till 7 o'clock, and then it's Mets baseball. Hopefully people are safe out there. Weather's crazy. There's thunderstorms. There's tornado warnings in New Jersey. God, it just feels like every time there's inclement weather, it's catastrophic in some way, shape, or form. There were thunderstorms, Peter, I don't know if you saw this, on Saturday, that flooded the Clearview in Queens. I mean, people were like literally swimming out of the highway. Like fire trucks had to come in to just like to move some of the water and move some of the cars that were floating. That's insanity. That like I remember every once in a blue moon there'd be like a crazy storm. It seems like every time there's a thunderstorm, it leads the news. Some tree hit a house. This place is flooded. It all seems to be very catastrophic. You're not on the radio. So
Hello? Hello? Put me on the radio, please.
Yes.
Hello?
All right, well. At least the screen's working again. I don't know what happened. Why you were working for almost 3 hours or 2 hours. All right, while we try to work on that.
Hi.
Peter is here with us, but we're going to try to figure it all out. Let's go to Joe. He's in the car. You're on ESPN New York. How are you, Joe?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
So 2 quick points. One is, who on the Jets would you want their jersey? Regardless, even if you were a fan and you're like, yeah, I love the Jets. Like, there's no star power on the Jets that you're like, oh, I got to go out and get this guy's jersey, regardless of what the jersey looks like.
No, it's
great point.
Oh, now you're working.
I'm back.
But there's a couple of guys on offense. But if you're a Jet fan, there's probably somebody
maybe
that you like, and I.
But it underscores the point.
You couldn't get a Hall jersey?
No, but his point makes the point, though. Don't tell me about the jerseys when there's barely a player whose jersey I want.
Well, you could understand them not promoting it that way, but I guess that's why it was my talk about it, Joe, because it's just frustrating that this is what we're talking. This is what they have to promote.
And then my actual talk about it Tuesday point was the MVP. In a capped league, why is the contract never accounted for?
Or
I understand the MVP goes to the best player, but they should name it the best player award then, not most valuable, because, a rookie that comes on the scene making a rookie contract that has the same numbers as, a perennial all-star, who's making 10 times the money, why is that never factored in?
But it's so interesting, Joe. I think it's a really good one.
Strong.
Not every contract's equal in the sense that sometimes you give a guy a big contract to reward him for what he's done in the past. Sometimes you give him a big contract because you think he's going to be great. So you kind of know that he's not worth the money that he's making, but you want to thank him for the championships of the past or the fact that he made less money back early in his career. So I don't think it's all equal. But do you really want to get into that, Peter? You're supposed to be good because you're making $70 million a year, so you can't win the MVP. We're going to give the MVP to the guy that's making $15 million a year because there were no expectations.
Of course not. Yeah, that's not the conversation you want to start having around
where
this.
I do agree is I think there should be an MVP and I think there should be a best player because they're not always the same guy.
I'm not mad at that as a concept.
Now, the argument always is, well, you're going to have the same guy. Yeah, you might have the same guy.
Maybe you will. And that could be considered something. There could be a term for that when you're both. Like the double whammy.
Yeah, you get some
the triple Lindy, if you will.
Right. Well, then there'd have to be a third. It'd have to be something off of a double, right? You won both, so you get a double something.
But that would be a thing you could do.
Right.
But you're right, it's not necessarily the same, and I find it frustrating too that in most sports I don't always think the MVP is the best player.
Because last year that was the perfect example with Judge. Everybody agreed Judge was the best player. And you can give him the best player award. And the MVP goes to Seattle because of the fact that they weren't supposed to win the division, and they won the division. The Yankees were the wild card. You'll be surprised how often it's split.
Yeah, more often than you would think. Probably more often than not.
I don't know why you just can't do that. But I'm not going to get into he can't win the MVP. Soto can't win the MVP because he's the highest paid baseball player and he's supposed to be great. Well, just because you're supposed to be great doesn't mean you're always great. Doesn't mean you're the best, and it doesn't mean that a team wins. Soto was great last year, but the Mets won 83 games. They didn't make the playoffs, so he wouldn't be considered for MVP. But he shouldn't be eliminated from the conversation because he makes a lot of money. That just seems – you know what that is? Why?
Yo-yo.
Because the fans get mad when a guy makes a lot of money and doesn't live up to expectations. They get mad. They get offended. They want that player to be punished. But it's not like they're not trying to win. They're not trying to be good.
No, they got their contract and said, I'm all set here. I'll embarrass myself now. I want everybody to say I'm a disappointment. Honestly, how often has that happened? Where the player gets the contract and doesn't live up to it, and you can tell that what it is they really are just checked out and don't care anymore. How
that
often?
happens? That's very
late. That has to be very late in a career.
Well,
here's
the problem, Peter. They may not be checked out, but the fans will accuse him of being checked out. How did you not hit 350 with 50 home runs? You must have been focused on other things. No, it's hard to play these sports, man.
Is that what you're saying? Baseball, you think hard?
Well, especially in baseball. Now, if a guy doesn't bust it, if a guy doesn't try, the guy doesn't fight through injury, doesn't play. That's a different story. Danny on Long Island. Always
there
a pleasure
he is.
to talk to you, buddy. How are you?
Doing great, boys. Good luck to everybody in New Jersey. I hear we're dealing with some tornadoes in the northern Jersey area right now. Pretty frightening stuff. Peter, back from your home state of Maryland to visit to Annapolis. I'm actually stunned by the beauty, colonial architecture, the hills, the Maryland State House, the crab cakes. I sucked it all in. It's just absolutely a beautiful town. Did the Naval Academy. And then it happened. Saturday night on the deck at the Chop Tank, my friend's sitting across from me says to me, "Oh my God, there's Bill Belichick."
Really?
I turn around and there's the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels sitting there with his child girlfriend. Top deck, Chop House, Annapolis, Maryland.
Now let me ask you a question here. Let me ask you a question.
You can now interrogate the witness.
Yeah, please. Did seeing them in person, was the age difference more or less stark?
More.
It
because
felt
he is
it
not
felt
a
weird.
70-something-year-old Jeff Bezos. He does look like Jeff Bezos, whatever his name is.
I like Bezos.
Look at that guy. Yeah. He looks like her grandfather, which he is old enough to be.
That's an interesting. That's a very interesting, nuanced point, Danny, because it's true. And Bezos isn't as old as Belichick, but But if he was some guy who clearly is doing the work and looks like very young, while it may be equally or, inappropriate or appropriate, depending how you view it, there is something that makes it less stark. But when they look just sort of like a sloppy grandpa, it does hit a little different.
And they did not. I was very sad actually for both of them by the end of this ordeal because
you were staring at them
to each other
because they couldn't eat a dinner without Danny from Long Island staring at them.
Unfortunately, my back was to them, so I had to, and I couldn't do the old fake like, let me turn around here and look at the sunset. Like, oh yeah. So I was getting fed this information, and there was and everybody in the place was aware of it. You could sense the hush. There was absolutely no conversation, affection, or anything between the two of them. She looks about 90 pounds soaking wet. I actually felt bad for both of them because he was so uncomfortable in a suit, by the way, on a 97-degree night, I might add. I mean, it was, with the red sky of acid rain in our face. They looked so uncomfortable. And I'd walk right up to somebody if I thought they were out having a good time. I'd say, hey, dude, Mr. Belichick, I'm a big fan. I'd lie to his face. I'd tell him I was a Patriot fan.
Sure.
But they looked so sad and so uncomfortable that you wouldn't approach them because it looked like they were at a funeral. It was quite sad.
And you know what's sad about it too, Danny, is that they're probably feeling awkward because everybody's gawking at them.
Sure.
But what do you expect is going to happen? You think people are just going to walk by that and not notice that it's Bill Belichick with his 24-year-old girlfriend? Like, it's great, Danny. I was always on board with good for him, but it's not aging well, literally and figuratively.
Thank you, Dom. Are you willing to? Do you want to start conceding to me yet?
Because
I've been standing in the same spot.
Because I how can I say this without being crude?
Okay. Try your best. I'm here. I'm watching. I'm with you. I'm protecting you. I'm holding you.
I was thinking to myself, like, any 75-year-old man would love to be in that situation with a woman that attractive, that much younger than him.
Yeah, at least for a moment.
Well, that's the thing, is that, and it ends up being absolutely incredible. You're the envy of everybody that you know. But at some point, even if the physicality is off the charts, that there's still the rest of your life of conversation, of moving forward, of all the other things that are happening before you hop into bed or after. There's still the rest of the 90% of the day that is completely awkward. And for the beginning, it'd be like, you know what? The 10% is way worth it.
Completely.
But after like
2 years,
then it'd be like, all right, kind of been there, done that. The 90% is still even more awkward. Getting more awkward by the day.
Thank you for coming
around. And the physical part of it, although still great, can't possibly compensate for the other 90%.
I really am glad, Don, because you're the one I wanted to be on my side. I thought Alan was going to be on my side because he has a daughter close to the same age.
Right, and then that could be awkward for him.
But I was firmly, you remember what I was firmly on the side of, number one, it's weird. And number two, I'd punch him square in the nose.
Right, from having a daughter.
Yeah.
But I still stand by my initially, good for him. But now it just seems like, come on. Because, again, put yourself maybe not in the same situation. Let's say you've met a woman that is absolutely gorgeous and the physical part of it is, again, off the charts. But she's painfully dumb. You have nothing in common. You literally would rather bang your head against the wall than have a conversation with this person. You'll fight through it for a few months. But then at some point, it's like, it's not worth it. I have to think at this point, he's like, this can't be worth it anymore.
There's a woman, I'll tell you on the other side.
Don
We're up against it, but remember the woman.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See him in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Not an easy ride out there on the roads with this rough weather moving through, and especially tough over in Westchester County. Lots of flooding going on. You want to stay away from the Bronx River Parkway, Hutch, and Sprainbrook, moving between 287 and the Cross County. Better off sticking with the New England Thruway and 87 heading through the area. 287 westbound, just packed heading over to the Rockland-bound Tappan Zee Bridge. Bumper-to-bumper ride, delays go back into White Plains. Heading over to the outbound George, still the worst of it, Cross Bronx westbound. Crash on top of the Alexander Hamilton Bridge involving a tractor-trailer. Not moving much there from White Plains Road on through. Inbound George, just about 5 to 10 for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln Ornia 30 to 40 minutes. Outbound Holland close to a half hour. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-505-4169. 800-505-4169. 800-505-4169.
Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They are the 2026 NBA champions. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
5:03 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7. Allen's got the week off. He'll be back next week. Looking forward to tomorrow. I'm already working on my list.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I would be excited to hear you.
I'm excited for the list potentially tomorrow as well. Now, you going to bring it? Because 2 weeks ago you brought it. You brought the ruckus.
I did. That was good. There were no wrong answers. There was just a bunch of right ones.
It was. I had a great time.
If it lives beyond the segment, then you know you did a good job.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't think you got it exactly right, but I thought you were very close. But the point is the conversation, though.
Yeah, well, that's all I'm trying to do.
It was the camaraderie. It was the discussion, the fellowship.
Now, the 5 o'clock hour snuck up on us, and you weren't able to finish your Bill Belichick point. So go ahead, please. The floor is yours.
We're talking about Bill Belichick. We're talking about Bill Belichick and the dating of the woman and how that's playing out. And how I've been very not great on the whole thing from the beginning. What I was going to point out is I had a very brief period, Don, of being single between my ex-wife and the love of my life, the mother of my child, my sweet Natalie. I had a brief period. Some would say I wish it was a bit longer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we had that pesky pandemic, which had it not happened, think about how different life would be. I mean, selfishly for me, highly doubt Natalie and I would have met. Life would be completely different. But because of the pandemic, things happened the way they did.
And Vape Ape wasn't exactly
Well, I wasn't
overly attractive.
Well, and I'm an idiot. If I had been like Michael, who has no human feelings and is an animal,
right,
I would have skipped the vape ape period and immediately just been whoring around town. That's what Michael wanted me to be doing. It wasn't in me. I was celibate for a full year. Don, listen to me. I mean completely.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
I was out.
I was out. That was my junior year of high school.
No, Don. It wasn't your junior year of high school. It was the opposite of your junior year of high school. I mean, I was out.
Okay, you were out and about, you're saying?
No, I was out on everything.
I don't think he's getting it.
He's not getting it. No, Don, think about your...
No!
I was out.
That's not good for your prostate.
That could be a drop. Anyways, so by the time I come back around, it wasn't a big window. However, there was a woman that I knew who I was very fond of, and nothing ever happened between me and this young woman. Okay. And I emphasize the word young because she was young. I believe probably around the same age as the Belichick woman, like in her mid-20s.
Right, but you're not the same age as Belichick.
I am not at all. But I was 40.
Okay. Well, it's...
No, just hear me out for a second. And this woman was in her early 20s.
Okay,
like
so spring, fall. Are you fall? You're definitely not winter.
I'm not winter.
You're late summer.
But she was...
You're after the 4th.
Yeah, but it was still cold for her. You're still wearing a jacket. It was spring, but
yeah, she's first round of the NBA playoffs.
It was
she's first round of the NBA playoffs.
And
you're late July.
I'm late, yeah, my birthday.
Right.
And she's an awesome girl. Awesome girl. And I wish her the best. Like I said, nothing ever happened. But I do remember thinking, Don, if I were to because I thought of her as I thought that if I were to date this person, it would be serious because I really did think of her as a great person.
Okay.
And I thought if I did that, I would be mortified because my family would think, dude, you're an adult man. You're now an adult divorced man. You're looking to get your life on track and have a family. You can't show up all of a sudden with a 23-year-old. I would have looked absolutely nuts. And Don, I was 40.
I don't think you would have looked nuts to everybody.
No, I know some people would have cheered me, but I'm telling you, other people, like the people I'm close to, would have been rolling their eyes. Okay, but that's how life is. And my point is, Belichick was how old when they met? 71.
Mm-hmm.
That's practically double what my age was at the time. It's not good. And so I don't listen. We don't know.
He's after Thanksgiving.
Well, it's Thanksgiving because it's not that old in the grand scheme of life. He could have a hell of a run still. But in terms of compared to her, oh yeah, it's post Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday game.
No, but I'm for the purpose of the seasons.
Yeah,
I think you're in winter at 80, and then you just stay there until you're dead. Like so there's no 99, you're deeper in the no. Once you're over 80, you're in the winter, and he's at Thanksgiving.
That's fair. That's fair.
And once you get to 80, now you're in December.
And he's where now? He's 74.
I think so. Yeah.
Now listen, I feel a little bad. Because Danny's kind of speaking out of school here. He called up and just told a story about seeing someone out in the wild, which is...
And he's had a few out in the wild stories.
Well, and some that have received some questions on this show.
Well, were there questions about this one?
No, but you remember the most crazy Danny story.
Well, there's the Michael Jackson and there's the
Mike Tyson. Both are crazy, but the Michael Jackson one was like...
But those were his cop stories. This was just him wandering around Annapolis. And besides, Annapolis is great, but he made it seem like he was like he fell
French
into the
Riviera.
Wizard of Oz or something. He really, I guess he had no expectations about Annapolis when he got there.
Or he really just hasn't been further than Pittsburgh.
I don't know.
So he was like, wow, Annapolis, I tell you what. Now, I haven't spent a lot of time in Annapolis in spite of me being from Maryland. I never go to Annapolis. But yeah, I just feel a little bad because we don't know. But I do think the Belichick thing would look weird in person. And that's the interesting thing about the Brady conversation we were having yesterday, which is that people are like saying Brady's kind of making an ass of himself recently. And it's crazy because he just won the conversation with Belichick. And now he's like, hey, I don't want Belichick having all the fun looking like a yo-yo.
I honestly think, because there is similarities between Belichick and Brady in the sense that they both seem lost on what to do post-greatness.
Yeah.
Some some are able to just quietly go into that good night, just sign autographs, just be a professional, whoever they are. Some just go into television. Some can quietly go into business. These look like two people who honestly don't know what to do post-greatness.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the comp
And it's manifested themselves in much different ways. And Brady's younger and obviously has a lot more options than Belichick does.
But you know what's the yo-yo part about it, Don? The first time I heard Belichick on McAfee, I don't know if you guys felt this way. I was shocked to see how good he was. I thought he was pretty comfortable. Well, why can't he just do that? And why can't Brady just do... Brady's a single guy now, right? Can you just be single, hot, and rich and work your job at Fox and call it a day? I mean, what do people need?
I don't know. I really don't know what it is.
I need him on Validate.
But it does seem more than just a coincidence that arguably the greatest quarterback in the history of football and arguably the greatest coach in the history of football.
Same team, together.
Are both right now post-careers leaving us very confused. There's got to be more than just a coincidence. There's got to be a tie-in there.
That's interesting.
Where they just don't know how to handle post-great.
Meanwhile, the two of them could come together and do the biggest football podcast ever created. Call it a day. Move on with their lives. If they still wanted to work together, they'd be great. Imagine that. Think about what I just came up with there.
Yeah, you're right.
You guys get it together. It's called It's called Brady and Belichick. It's called the biggest football show ever made.
What would Jim Gray do then?
Well, he'd have to host the show, of course.
Well, you need to have somebody moderating the whole thing. You just can't have them both. Like there'd be a half hour where the microphone wasn't turned on, right? They would get lost in conversation and forget where they are. You need a grown up in the room.
Belichick
honestly.
would have to take a break to fornicate. You get the idea.
All right, so I mentioned Adam Schefter. Adam spoke early on Unsportsmanlike about the Skattebo situation, which I didn't care for. He was just giving his opinion. But this, he threw out his opinion, and he was on McAfee. Healthy, the Giants can make the playoffs. This is from Schefter.
The health of this team, Cam, Jackson Dart, Malik Neighbors, those guys are all healthy. They're going to be a playoff team. They're going to be a playoff team. If those guys stay healthy and play the majority of the season, I think they can go to the playoffs. I really do. But Jackson Dart takes too many hits, and Malik Neighbors is coming off the knee injury. Cam Skattebo is doing backflips. These guys got him. If those three guys are healthy on the field for a better part of 17 games, they're going to make a real playoff run.
Yeah, but the problem is that Neighbors isn't going to be ready for the start of the season. So he's already not healthy. But for sake of argument, if he makes a miraculous recovery and plays early enough in the season where it's not going to overly affect them, say he's available for game 3 or 4, and maybe the Giants get a split to start the season and they survive without Neighbors. Healthy Dart, healthy Skattebo. Are you confident to say they're a playoff team?
No.
I'm not either. Now, the reason for that is we got to see how this defense is going to play. We're going to see how they adapt to John Harbaugh's style right away. I think that there's a couple of things that are being overrated here. Even more than Dart, Peter, is John Harbaugh. Like, I love the fact he's the coach of my team, and I think he's going to do a tremendous job. But the idea that just his presence alone is going to mean 10 wins in the playoffs, I think that's exaggerating. Because people have made the mistake of looked at all the games they lost last year and just assumed they're all wins with John. Forgetting that your young quarterback could still make a mistake. It's not the same schedule. Like, you just can't say, oh, well, they won 4 games last year, so give them 8. Because they win the Denver game, they win the Cowboy game, they win the Lions game. That's great in theory, but that always doesn't work that way. I think John Harbaugh is going to be good for at least 3 wins. But any more than that, like 4, 5, 9 wins, I mean, it's tough to make that kind of a jump. And they're exaggerating. I think that Dart is all of a sudden just going to become Eli Manning overnight. If those things happen, yeah, the Giants can be a playoff team. And I keep saying it, Peter, I don't need him to be a playoff team. I just want him to function. I can wait another year for the playoffs. I'd love to see it happen, But I'm not going to sit here and start ripping John Harbaugh if they win 7 games and say, oh, they didn't make the playoffs. What a bad hire. I'll say, hey, we won 3 more games than we did last year. We actually functioned. We actually didn't commit penalties. We didn't act stupid. We look like an actual football team. I can't wait for 27. That's what I'm going to say. But there's going to be idiots out there going, oh, I won 7 games. Oh, well, we might as well have just kept Dable. God. I'm like, come on, man.
I totally am with you, and I'm also – I was joking, but I don't know what exactly
What happened?
I just don't know what Schefter was thinking.
Well, he's telling you that if those 3 guys healthy, they're in the playoffs.
That's
the more accurate thing to me.
It's a huge jump.
Well, because I think people are really – the Giants have sold you, and as any organization would after they let their coach go, hey, we got rid of the problem. Wasn't Shane, wasn't necessarily all of our personnel. It was that we had a coaching problem. We got rid of Dable. He's gone. Now we brought in John Harbaugh. He's got a ring. He's a perennial playoff head coach. We're going to the playoffs. We've solved our problem. But I think they solved a problem, but I don't know if they solved all the problems. I'm not expecting it to be solved overnight. I hope I'm wrong. I'll be rooting for them every day, hoping that they can go and make a run. But I just want to see them get back on the tracks, man, and I think they should be able to do that. No problem. I think the better thing to say, the more accurate thing to say, Peter, is I think this team can be playing meaningful games in December.
That to me is the safer, potentially realistic thing to say.
And, when we're talking about like the season being over by Halloween, it would be nice that after Thanksgiving the Giants have a meaningful football game coming up on a Sunday or a Monday or a Thursday that I can, root for them to maybe stay alive in the postseason.
Sink your teeth into.
But, a playoff, come on, man. That's why the one thing I've always been very consistent on this show, how many wins are they going to have? I don't know. You can't always judge things by wins and losses. Sometimes it looks good, and you just happen not to win the game because the team you were playing was better, or you didn't catch a break, or somebody got hurt. And then sometimes you win a game, and you're like, well, we didn't deserve to win that game. That was awful. So I don't know how many wins at the end of the day they have to have. I'd like more than 4. I'd be disappointed if this team had less than 7. If this team is a 6-win team, I'll be disappointed. But if they win 7, 8 games, miss the playoffs, am I going to be crying in my pillow, or am I going to be like, hey, look, we're back?
Well, and especially if the quarterback played great, but, he got Neighbors back late, so they didn't win a couple early. They struggled here and there. But again, to me, this season is defined by what you get with Jackson Dart. So win total, schmin total. That's folly. To me, it's did you find the quarterback for sure?
It is hard to wrap my mind around the fact that Dart plays great and they don't win their share of games.
I would think that too.
But you don't know. Like that Denver game, he played great. Threw for almost 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and they ended up blowing a lead. It wasn't his fault. He did throw a bad pick at the end of the game, but that's going to happen. It shouldn't have come down to that. So that was a game which he played well, but they lost because the defense stunk and the coaching was awful. That shouldn't be the case with the coaching, but who knows with everything else. Dave's in the car. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Dave?
What's up? Hey, Don, I'm glad to hear that you are being cautious with the Giants, because my circle of friends who are Giant fans, and I'm not a Giants fan, but, it's a New York team, and I'm glad that they got a great coach. But here's the reality. I'm looking at Harbaugh, right? And it's almost like I'm looking at Jackson, who used to coach in the NBA. You don't go to L.A. and do what you did unless you have supreme talent with Kobe and Shaq. Same with the Bulls. And guess what? Harbaugh had supreme talent with Jackson. There's not one Giant who reflects any level of talent remotely close to Jackson. And in my opinion, Dart and Skattebo, what they did last year, that is nowhere near a decent sample size to see if they can hold up under the rigors of a full-blown schedule every game. And now that we got a glimpse of those guys, coaches are going to be game planning for Dart, game planning for Skattebo. Skattebo's going to be a target. Oh, you want to knock people over? Let's put in a nickel package. If that guy comes across the middle or tries to come up the middle, running, screen, they're going to have something for him. I see the Giants winning 4 games. What are your thoughts?
Wow, listen, I'm with you, but man, you're even harsher than I am.
But the 4 is tough, man, because to win the same amount of games as last year with clearly a better coach and Dart a year older. That's tough, man. 4 would be a colossal disappointment. There's got to be more than 4. But 8, 9, you're not going to the playoffs at 8 and 9. 9, you got a shot. You know how hard it is to improve, like more than double the amount the year before? Bill Parcells did it. Bill Parcells took a 1-15 team, went 9-7. All right? But Kotite was an embarrassment. Bill Parcells is one of the greatest coaches in the history of football. I like John Harbaugh. He's not Bill Parcells, at least not yet. But, boy, I think that went rogue, man. Like, I was on board with him. Then he threw out a 4.
Well, I'm not, listen, would I be floored if they won 4? No, I wouldn't be floored, but I'd be
disappointed.
I'd be disappointed. I think that was pretty bad. But by the way, what was the caller's name again?
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
God, we know him though.
Yeah.
He has been whatever take I've had about like, hey guys, remember, it didn't work out for Harbaugh in Baltimore anymore, and the quarterback didn't want him there. I've mentioned that. He's on that though. Like he is that caller, that gentleman is quick to remind us every time that Harbaugh did not have it work out and that the Giants are potentially nothing. He's like me on roids. That's how I feel.
I understand he didn't win with a 2-time MVP, almost a 3-time MVP in Lamar Jackson. But they were a perennial playoff team in a very, very difficult division. I'll take that. Peter, I want to get to the point where I'm complaining about the team losing championship games.
No, but
right?
no.
I'd like to get to that point. And listen, if we get to a point a decade from now, like, boy, Harbaugh couldn't win the big one. But I've got a team that's a perennial playoff team, and Jackson Dart's on his way to the Hall of Fame. I'll take that too. I'll be fine if the next coach wins the Super Bowl. But because they share the city with the Jets, sometimes you don't get credit for being the embarrassment the Giants have been. Because the Jets are always hold my beer. But it's been a rough decade plus here for the New York Giants too. And I just want to get back on the rails. 1-800-919-3776. We got more calls to get to. We've got an E&N coming up at 6 o'clock. And guess what? Full frontal today, 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, right up till 7.
Because the Mets are in Milwaukee to take on the Brewers with a 7 o'clock pregame and a 7:40 first pitch. And it's all happening right here on ESPN New York.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline, we warehouse for you.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them.
According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
Tricon Construction is growing across New Jersey, delivering larger, more complex commercial projects with the precision today's developers expect. Because when the timelines, capital, and reputation are all on the line, you need more than a contractor. You need a true construction partner. Tricon brings experienced leadership, disciplined project management, and a team built around accountability and execution. From planning to completion, they build with purpose, professionalism, and pride. For serious commercial projects, build with Tricon. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Just a bad ride out there on the roads, no matter where you're headed with this rough weather that made its way through. Yanks game rescheduled, split admission doubleheader tomorrow. Also, ground stops at LaGuardia and Newark airports. JFK reporting big delays. Worst ride to the outbound George. Cross Bronx westbound pretty bad. Still have this crash on top of the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. Jam there and backed up to the Bronx River Parkway. West Side Highway northbound, a down tree in the 70s. That has you crawling from the Intrepid. After that, some more slowdowns heading over to the outbound George. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln Orania 30 to 40. Outbound Helena 20 to 30 minute ride. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
When you're vacationing in your RV, there are some things you can always count on. Laying out on a hammock, waking up to birds chirping, and board games with the family.
What? It's not cheating.
Frank, you're scaring the kids.
Oh, come on, guys. We're having fun. It's family time.
With Progressive, your RV is protected 24/7, so you're prepared for whatever you don't see coming.
Technically, it's a loophole.
It's a children's board game. You're a grown man, Frank.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh.
The Yankees rained out today, so they'll have a doubleheader tomorrow.
I love this. Why, Julian, I have to know. I love this song. But why on earth did you play Drum Cash Machine?
It's been a long day. I'm kind of on fumes. Trying to think of music.
Are you a big rap fan?
I like it. It's not my favorite genre.
So how did you get to Drum Cash Machine? Don, this is a pretty obscure, fairly obscure record.
I don't know this.
I don't think that you would.
Okay.
If you did, I'd go.
I don't know. It's obscure. I don't know it.
But yeah, how are you familiar with it, Julian?
Drum came to my college sophomore year. That was a pretty big show. When I was there, we didn't get many people.
Where did you go to school?
College Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, College Charleston. And who else was on the show? Do you remember?
It was just him.
Wow. He did Broccoli.
Yeah.
He did
all the hits.
He did Cash Machine.
Broccoli.
He did
the song Broccoli. Broccoli.
This may come as a surprise to you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a guess. What do you think Broccoli is about?
I can't say it, right?
No, you could.
Was it marijuana?
There you go.
I know this song.
No, this is Hits from the Bomb.
Oh, I know.
That's I Want to Get High. Sorry. Yeah, but that was just Anthony playing a weed song.
I know, but
sentiment.
But don't get
Give
mad.
him broccoli. Give him a little taste of broccoli.
Broccoli.
It doesn't go like that. Now, you want to hear a huge name drop story?
Yes.
The first time I heard that song, Cash Machine, which I love, especially because it uses the sound of the cash machine in the chorus. Do you have Cash Machine still sitting there, or are you gone because you're looking for something else now, Jacob? I mean Julian. Cash Machine has this thing in it, Don, where he was saying, my cash machine, and he uses the, it has the, it's fantastic.
This is it?
Hear it? That's the cash.
Like the cash machine that they use in casinos.
Yeah, like the big cash machine.
Lot of money.
So the big name drop that I'm going to hit you with is,
okay.
The first time I heard that song, Drum played it for me.
Drop!
I'm not done yet. At Rick Rubin's studio at Shangri-La.
Really?
Drop! Oh, yeah. He was there working.
I'd like to sit down with him.
Oh, I did. Sat down right in his backyard.
You're talking about all that hip-hop, Slayer.
Yeah.
Andrew Dice Clay's The Day After died.
That doesn't even make sense,
But I'm just saying, that's how eclectic he is.
The Dixie Chicks.
No, because he's
Johnny Cash.
Well, all those Johnny Cash albums. The later ones before he passed away.
Not a lot of people know this. He also produced this.
Why did you have to cut it up? Like, listen, it'll be celebrated.
Do you have broccoli for Don? Here we go. Here's
broccoli.
Dylan, what? Just a fun song, silly song. Drum's a really good, fun artist. Yeah, it's Drum and Lil Yachty. Yeah, Yachty's a good friend as well. Great guy, by the way.
It deserved to get that double.
The double whammy.
Because this is like machine gun drops.
A lot of name drops coming your way, baby. Anyways, I don't know how we got here. Oh, because we played Cash Machine coming back.
Yeah, because
Julian's out of his mind.
Just a quiet genius.
He's a wild man.
Let's go to Ian I'm not sure, from Cranford. You're on ESPN
Hello,
New York.
Ian
How are you, sir? Which one is it?
Hello, boys. It's Ian.
Ian,
how are you? How are you doing today?
You got to assume Ian. What are you, an animal? Of course it's
Also,
Ian.
I should mention, Ian O'Connor playing in the Sasso softball.
Really?
Yeah, second appearance.
By the way, I'm a big Ian O'Connor fan.
Yeah, why wouldn't you be?
All right,
what
do you have, Ian?
Well, it's fun. It's funny you mentioned softball, Don.
Mm-hmm.
So, the bar that sponsors my softball team for many years now, I've been there every Sunday, not to out myself as a lush here, but since I can remember, right? Apparently, the assistant GM of the Canes lives in Cranford.
Okay.
So guess what was at the bar Sunday?
Oh, no.
I heard about this.
Wow.
Oh, yes. The Stanley Cup was there. Guess who wasn't at the bar on Sunday?
You.
Me.
I need to know.
Not only did I miss a chance to touch one of the 4 major sport championships here, I missed a chance. I saw pictures of people taking a picture with it that they wouldn't even know what a hockey stick is.
And now, where were you?
It's been a rough day.
Where were you?
I had a long day, and I hate to out myself here, but I took a nap and overslept. I woke up to about 100 text messages to get over there and missed it.
Well, so basically, let me get this straight. You're basically a raging alcoholic who never leaves this place. And then the one day you fall asleep, probably in a drunken stupor.
Wait a minute, I don't like this.
You missed the entire thing? Oh my God.
I overslept it and I missed it. Didn't know it was happening. I feel like this is a twisted episode of Cheers for me, to be honest with you.
That is terrible.
It's not great.
No, I'm unhappy for you.
Yeah.
I hate that it happened.
And are you a hockey fan?
Yeah, I mean, enough that I would love to see and touch the cup, something I'll probably never get the chance to do ever again.
I saw it and touched it last year. Heyo.
Drop! Yeah, but this
hey now.
Different seeing it in the wild,
but
though.
this would almost be an in the wild moment.
Yeah. It would be an in the wild cup sighting.
It's my only hope is that they win again next year and then he doesn't get fired.
Hey,
I mean,
that
that's
could
my
happen.
only chance.
But you know what? But here's the issue
anyway, boys.
with it.
Later,
Thank
buddy.
you, man. I appreciate the phone call. Tyler Dello is the assistant general manager, and in all likelihood, if they do win it again, and Carolina can win the cup again, And he'll have his day with the Cup like everybody else involved in the Hurricanes organization. He's not going to go back to the same place.
Well, if it's his place. What if that's his tradition?
What is tradition?
Like that's his spot. And so he's like, I'm bringing it back again.
But let me ask you. You have more than one spot. Would you bring it back to the same spot, or would you be like, listen, I'm going to go to a different spot?
I don't even know if I have a spot.
You don't have a go-to place? Like if you were at a day with the Cup, where would you take it?
Me? Work. You know me.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Where else would I go? No, honestly, like a place that I go. I don't have Cheers. I don't know a place where I walk in and everybody.
You're not
knows
a
my
regular
name.
anywhere.
No.
I'm not either.
I used to go to Jacob's Pickles a lot back in the day, but I'd be fat as a house. The Bloomingdale's Outlet on 72nd Street.
But there's a restaurant.
That's where I'd bring it. The Bloomingdale's Outlet. I'd go and I'm here, everyone.
There's a lot of restaurants that I frequent.
Go ahead.
But because they're big sports fans, and I do go there a lot. The Tiger's Tail in Montgomery, New Jersey.
Really?
It's a bar/restaurant.
What are you snacking on when you're there?
They got this nice ribeye with the onion rings on top of it.
Like you dream about.
I would bring the Cup there.
Now, when you walk in there, do people go, "Oh, hey, it's done"?
Yeah, well, I usually get the same waiter, Adam, and then the owner. I know the owner.
And they give you a little discount, throw you a little free dessert here and there.
No, well, yeah, maybe a free dessert now and then, but I usually get the table I want. That's what I get.
What's the special Don table?
There's a booth that's got its own TV.
Its own TV? What does that
mean? There's a TV at that booth.
What do you mean at the booth?
There's the booth, and you look to the left on the wall, there's a TV. You know what I'm saying? So like other people can watch that TV, but they won't have a better view than I do at that booth.
So meaning if there's a Met game on and you want to eat.
Yes.
They know, keep the Met game on.
Yes.
Sonny Pucks is here. He wants to eat.
And I don't even have to order the old-fashioned.
And you have an old-fashioned like a gentleman.
Yes.
And you watch the game.
Yes.
And if you were like the drunk who called us a few minutes ago, you'd fall right asleep and miss the whole Stanley Cup thing.
Why you made him out to be a lush. He just goes to a bar that sponsors his softball team. He might be salt of the earth. He might have decided, you know what? I would have been a priest, but I wanted a family. And you made him an absolute lush that slept through the presentation of the Stanley Cup in Cranford because he was drunk. You painted a very negative picture of Ian / Ian.
First of all, his name is definitely Ian, not Ian. And I don't even know why it's up for debate that there might be Ian. Who's Ian? Ziering?
Ian Eagle.
What is wrong? Can I be honest? One of the great announcers of our time.
Yes.
What are people doing with Ian? What is that?
Well, it's got an eye in it.
Why isn't his name Ian Eagle?
We've had this conversation.
Who is the genius who said that?
Listen, everything we've done before. Yeah, I'd love to be original, Anthony. I really would.
We can't do it, though. We're talented.
But 3.5 to 4 hours of radio, 5 days a week. We're going to repeat some things, okay?
Just be proud that I remembered it. I don't think I was on the show when this happened.
Yeah, you know what? Hit the drop again, though. It's a genius point by me.
Drop! Why isn't his name Ian Eagle?
Well,
it doesn't make any sense.
Eagle was a bit of a stretch, but I get it.
Eagle.
But there is no.
Come on, though. Why are people?
There are Ians,
but Ian Ziering and Ian Eagle.
Ian Ziering from 90210.
That's right,
Jersey guy. He's from Jersey. Maybe it's a Jersey thing because Ian's from Queens, but I think he lives in New Jersey now.
But here's my question though: the name, for all intents and purposes, IAN. The name is Ian.
No, but it's spelled Ian. But like if you didn't know anything about the history of names and you were just going by the way it's spelled, you would go Ian. It's Guy. Right? You can't fault people for having that be the go-to. It's just that the majority of people say Ian.
I'm pushing back.
All right.
How do you pronounce any Armenian last name?
I need an example. I can't remember the lead singer of System of a Down.
Armin Katayan.
Okay, so because I spell it, I say R, but it begins with an A. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying anytime a last name goes IAN, which what's the famous coach? Richard always likes to tell us the famous Armenians. Badarian. Any of
the Notre Dame.
The Notre Dame coach.
Parsegian.
Yeah. Tarkanian.
Mm-hmm.
All of those Armenian names and IAN, and they're all pronounced Ian every time.
Okay.
Not Jerry Tarkane, Ian.
But the I's right there in the beginning of the name. I.
But the I before E.
You can't kill people for
C.
saying, no, that's not a thing. Even the I before E except after C is bogus. Weight, height. Stop yourself. Why do they even have a rule? And right off the top of my head, I can think of two names that's EI.
Well, Don, that's because it's I before E except after C, and sometimes an A as a neighboring way, and weekends and holidays and all throughout May, and you always be wrong no matter what you say. Where is that from? Tell me now.
I do not know.
No, that's very
love it,
good.
That's Brian Regan. I figured you'd know because you know Brian Regan.
I love
Brian Regan guy.
Brian Regan has a great bit where he talks about why we name why we name things.
Right.
And he's like, we've got an atom bomb, we've got a hand grenade, and we've got a walkie-talkie. I'm going to walk around, I'm going to talk about walkie-talkie. He's very funny.
Whammy kablammy.
The how come they don't call
and
it?
this is the fruity tooty aim and shooty.
Oh, that's a great take. I love it.
No,
but Ian and Ian makes no sense, and people should be ashamed.
No, but it makes no sense. But it made sense, and we made it make no sense.
Let's name some Ians.
Ian O'Connor.
Ian
Rappaport.
Ian Rappaport, not just for sports reporters. Is there an Ian in Rage Against the Machine? Or there's an Ian. There's a rocker Ian. Oh, Ian McKay.
Okay.
From Minor Threat and Fugazi. Ian
Begley.
Ian Begley. Sports.
I don't know why.
Why is it only sports reporter?
I don't know why. Those are the ones that pop into my head.
Ian, give us more famous Ians, everyone.
Oh, Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull.
There you go. What about an athlete? There's no famous Ian athletes?
No. The Irish are poor athletes.
No, your Don's going to be canceled.
I'm not going to be. Wait, I'm just.
Famous?
No, because I can't think of a famous. Can you think of a famous Ian athlete?
I got some. Here you go.
Go ahead.
Oh, Sir Ian McKellen.
Excuse me?
The actor.
Oh, I thought you were talking about athletes.
No, I don't actually have that.
All right, well, what do you get mad at me for?
Ian Thorpe. Australian Swimmer of the Year, 1999 to 2003. He was named the Torpedo.
That's a hell of a name. Man, there aren't a lot of Ians. But my point is the ones that exist are Ians.
Ian Poulter, he played golf, right?
No. Yes, and so did Ian Baker Finch. Ian Poulter and Ian Baker Finch.
You gave me a golfer and what was the other
another
guy?
golfer.
The Torpedo.
The Torpedo. Like for example, my daughter's name is not spelled the traditional way. It's M-Y-A.
Okay.
And we say it's Maya. And people go, well, is Mia? And I go, no. Mia, like Ian, is M-I-A. Mia. You see what I'm saying? The EA thing is
but the Y does help the Maya pronunciation
I think
because it's got a Y in it.
Right. My Y gives you the literal
I'm just
Y.
saying that if I didn't know the history of names and you spelled I-A-N, my instinct would say Ian because it's got the I.
I think you have to stop.
Now, because we know the history of Ian's being I-A-N,
and again, it's not an illustrious history like I hope.
No, I'm just saying if we tried to put a football team together of Ians or Ians, we'd have the Jets. All right. Give us your favorite Ian athlete. 1-800-919-3776.
Well, if that's not, I'm going to tell you something right now. If that's not a gorgeous July 21st?
21st.
If that's not a gorgeous July 21st segment of radio, I don't know what is.
It really was.
Ians and Ians. Except after Seans.
We've got calls, including Richard on hold. So the fact that Alan's not here, there's a chance we could get Richard in.
Oh, he hates him.
ENN at 6. Take it till 7, then it's Mets baseball on ESPN New York.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
The Yankees, there should be no discussion about what the plan here should be. Just sitting and waiting on Aaron Judge, and I'm going to let his health dictate what I'm doing for the rest of the year. Nope. Take a lesson from the Knicks. They ended up in a position where you felt like in the playoffs, well, if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? For the Yankees, it's right there for the taking.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars
get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS4KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
It's summertime, so why are you still living with pain? If you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or nerve pain, don't wait any longer. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Soundwell Pain. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no long recovery, no relying on pain medication. Just non-surgical image-guided treatments that help you get your life back. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances are accepted. Help is close. Go to SoundwellPain.com. Feel better this summer, not someday.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one, 50% off windows and doors, and no payments, no interest for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See local showroom for details. Offer ends July 31st, 2026.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Zuffa Boxing makes its New York City debut on Sunday, July 26th with a double main event featuring hometown favorites Edgar Berlanga and Richardson Hitchens in separate bouts. Live from the Infosys Theater at Madison Square Garden. Enter for your chance to win tickets on the ESPN New York app. Berlanga takes on Stephen Butler in a 10-round super middleweight showdown, while Richardson Hitchens faces Ricardo Salas in a 12-round welterweight contest. Don't miss this huge night of boxing. Brought to you by Madison Square Garden. Enter to win tickets now on the ESPN New York app.
Tons of calls to get to. This is usually the last call crew, but it's not because we're going to be with you till 7 o'clock. So even after ENN, there'll be time for calls. Who is this?
I said, thank the Lord.
Thank the Lord it's not the last call crew. You love being on till 7, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What was I hearing there?
It was so low.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Julian knows what it was.
It was Drake Sticky. I'm on Ty's music page.
Oh, you're on Ty's music page.
Kind of ran out of time there.
I got it.
It's picked in the dark.
Yeah, I just didn't hear the sticky kick.
I didn't hear it. 1-800-919-3776.
By the way, apparently I didn't hear it. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. I didn't mean to be rude, Don.
No.
Anthony, did you hear whatever segment Ty did today about my little birthday festivity?
I did not. No.
You went?
No, but he did a segment today. I don't know what the details were.
I did a segment today?
Ty did a segment
Well, he
today.
couldn't have. He wasn't on this radio station today.
Yesterday?
More likely.
That sounds
He didn't
better.
have to be as snotty as he was about it. He's at an edge today.
He picks his times. It's weird.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
See? But I like that he's starting to get... I mean, honestly, I'd rather have him be aggressively this way than, like, halfway it. I want all the way... I just want all the way bad guy Anthony.
I love it.
So yesterday, Anthony, thank you. He was on with Rick, and I guess he did a segment because he asked me today. You might be able to look on social if you care, Anthony. He asked me, "Hey, do you mind if I do a little thing about your birthday thing on social?" And he's asking because it was a small thing. There are people I love who I did not invite. It was mostly a wrestling crowd event, but I invited you guys. Right?
I understood that. Yeah.
And I invited my Ibra Laura team. But it was mostly it was not all of my personal friends. It was kind of a professional friends of event. You know, it's not your wedding. Sometimes you got to pick. You're like, where am I, crowd wise?
Right.
I'm not mixing in every. Grandma's not coming.
Yeah.
With all due respect, Grandma and Trick Williams don't have a lot in common. They don't get to hang out.
But you never know. If they did, it'd be
who
a
knows?
showstopper.
Maybe they get along smashingly. So I don't know what angle Ty took, but my guess is going to be, if I know Ty and I know the way he knows me, I think he is going to come after me because I invited him very last minute. And I believe there will be an attack. I think, and here's my prediction of the segment, if we hear it. Rick will then relate it to my wedding, where Rick and Dave got the late afterthought invites to the wedding.
That's a different story. But
that's my prediction. We'll see if I'm correct. Oh, wow, look at this beautiful item. You ever go on eBay and look up, like, vintage giant items?
No. I should, maybe.
Oh, now, here's my question. Would you still enjoy, like, are you still enough of a fan that, like, the right vintage Giants thing from your era would get you going?
Yeah, of course. I get very nostalgic. Since the kids, I've gotten very nostalgic about my childhood and what I was doing when I was 8 and what I was into.
So tell me, and listen, I know you're not necessarily quite the snowflake I am.
Okay.
But I think you and I are similar in more ways than people would potentially guess. I'm in a tough spot with the Commanders thing because I still want to wear some vintage Redskins stuff.
I understand.
But I don't mean it to be disrespectful because you remember I was all in favor of the name change. I'm for it. But I still want to be like, is it bad to wear a vintage item?
It's kind of like, can I still enjoy the Cosby Show?
It's exactly like that.
Like I enjoyed that show, and if for some reason I stumbled across at a garage sale season 3 DVD box set, am I a bad guy for buying it?
Well, and can you, like, if you're sitting around with the kids, could you say, hey, this show's very funny. The guy turned out to be a really bad guy. We're not a fan anymore. He's rotting in prison somewhere. Or I think he's still in prison. But
I don't think he is.
Is he out now?
Yeah. I don't think he ever did. He ever? He was.
Oh no, he was there.
He wasn't there that long though.
No, I think.
But I think he's out.
He was there for a few years.
He's out though, I believe.
You know what he was saying when he was there? I'd like to talk to you about the things you do and your shop. By the way, why does everyone only do the Eddie Murphy impression?
Yeah, from Raw.
Of Bill Cosby.
That's all they do.
That's how epic it was. If you've never seen Eddie Murphy do the impression of Bill Cosby calling him and him doing the phone call back and forth, playing himself and Bill Cosby.
Right.
Where would you rank that among like the maybe 10 great bits in the history of comedy?
He does a great job with Richard Pryor too.
Oh my. And then him being Richard, him doing an impression of himself, doing an impression of Richard. He's the greatest.
Tell him how to Coke and a smile.
I said.
You might
So I called Richard, and Richard said, "Tell them if I said."
Have a Coke and a smile and shut the.
It's the best. Anthony, we're not going to get mad at you. You're in a safe space.
Yeah.
But I just want to ask you a question.
Yes, dear.
Have you ever watched Eddie Murphy Raw?
It's from '87, so it's safe.
Yes, I have.
You have watched it?
Yeah.
And you remember any of it?
If you said some of it, I probably would remember.
So you remember thinking it was good?
Yes.
Okay. What about Delirious? Just Raw?
Delirious.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I've seen a couple, so I don't know which one.
Yeah, Raw and Delirious. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. There's only 2.
Oh, there you go. See that? There you go. I'm all good.
Let's go to Melissa in Queens. You're on ESPN New York. Hello, Melissa.
Hi. So 3 quick points. 1, feisty Anthony for president. Love it. Number 2, you have another African-American female listener in addition to Tessa, so advertising, run it up. And then on the Ian thing, so my family's of Jamaican heritage. I did not learn that my uncle's name was Ian until I seen it written on a paper, because growing up, we call him Iron. Like the iron that you use to like iron your clothes, Iron was his name. So when I seen that written on the paper, I was flabbergasted. Like, this man's name is Ian, and I'm thinking like it's Iron. So just wanted to share
So
that
can
with you guys.
did your family speaks Patois at home?
Yeah, for sure.
So can you give us an example of a sentence in which they would say your Uncle Ian's name?
Yeah, so like they'll call Uncle Iron.
Uncle Iron.
But the way it's
but it sounds
Iron,
like iron. Right.
Exactly. To my American ear, it sounds like Iron. So I was always confused. Like, what's the nickname about? Like, why are we calling this man named Iron? And then I seen it written on the paper. I'm like, his name is Ian. Get out of here.
By the way, I what's your name again?
Melissa.
Yeah.
I'm sort of into the idea, if it interests you. I think there should be a black woman club of listeners to the program. Would you be willing to captain that team with Tessa?
For sure, Tessa's in the lead, but definitely I would co-captain it.
Yeah, I think this would be. I would love to see this as a growing community of the DHR.
Why not? Why can't we be the voice of something other than high?
And what? DHR, the show of black women and high. What about the woman who came out to the thing who's in love with you?
Yes.
What's her name again? Anthony? The woman who fantasizes about Don?
Yeah, that's troubling that we don't remember.
Yeah, we have drops.
Specifically that Don doesn't remember.
Yeah, she.
We'll get it before ENN.
We have drops of her talking about how Don's a gangster.
We'll find them. ENN next. We'll get to more of your calls. The calls that are on hold, hang in there because we've got the last call crew coming up at 6:30. Don Anna Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn, paycheck after paycheck, and you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite Back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates. We win a lot.
Fans arrive early at Yankee Stadium on Saturday, August 8th for the 78th Annual Old Timers Day presented by Fresh Direct. See Yankees legends put on the pinstripes again and take the field at Yankee Stadium. Relive memories of your favorite former Yankees and make new memories with your family. After the Old Timers Day ceremony and game conclude, stick around to see your Bronx Bombers take on Atlanta. Get your Saturday, August 8th Old Timers Day tickets presented by Fresh Direct at Yankees.com/tickets today.
We are moving now. Electric bikes are everywhere. They are quiet and very fast. Teens ride them on the roads, in bike lanes, but also in places they should not be, like sidewalks and parks. Look out! When you ride, wear a helmet. Don't speed. Watch out for pedestrians and cars. New York State and your community have specific rules for electric bikes. Follow them. Go to trafficsafety.ny.gov for more info. A message brought to you by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. Get home safe and quick. We still have a flash flood warning in effect for the 5 boroughs, North Jersey, Westchester, and Rockland counties. LaGuardia and Newark also full ground stops because of the weather. JFK reporting big delays. Yanks game also rescheduled. A split admission tomorrow with a doubleheader. If you're heading inbound at the George, not too bad for both the upper and lower decks. Still the worst ride to the outbound side. Cross Bronx westbound, dealing with this crash on top of the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. Involves a tractor trailer. You're not moving much from the Bronx River Parkway. Better ride on the West Side Highway northbound. They picked up that down tree in the 70s. Outbound Lincoln Orinea 20 to 30 minutes. Outbound Holland 15 to 20. Still have lots of flooding in Westchester County. Definitely want to stay away from the Sprainbrook. You're shut down moving between Elmsford and Greenbrook. Also washed out on the Bronx River Parkway, getting through Scarsdale and White Plains. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real fruit tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting...
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi. How's everyone doing? Hey-o. Welcome to ENN. Thank you. I don't know.
Jacob hid the buttons. I have no idea where they are.
Jake? Oh, he hid the buttons.
I don't know.
There you go. You found it. Oh. ENN tonight is brought to you by,
Sure.
Zuffa Boxing. Why not?
Oh, I got a Zuffa Boxing.
Of course you do.
Sure I do, and I love Zuffa Boxing. Thank you. Zuffa Boxing. It's all coming at you from
or Zuffa, I guess. Depends on who wants to pronounce it.
Well, I'll pronounce it correctly and call it Zuffa. Infosys Theater at Madison Square Garden. Incredible double main event. You got Edgar Berlanga, that's Brooklyn's own to you and me, taking on Stephen Butler. And then you have the undefeated former lightweight world champ Richard Hitchens taking on Ricardo Salas in a 12-round welterweight bout. You want to be there? Well, ESPN New York has your chance to win tickets. Just open the ESPN New York app, find the contest tile, and submit your entry. Don't miss a huge night of boxing brought to you by Madison Square Garden. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. I love boxing in person. It's a time.
It is something.
Let me start off by saying good evening to Donald.
Maybe she would have gotten a piece of Don and figured, I don't need all that crack.
And to Don.
Broccoli.
And to me. He is I and I am him. Slim with the tilted brim. And to me. I saw it and touched it last year. Heyo.
You impressed yourself.
Sat down right in his backyard. What?
I sucked it all in.
Okay, that's not, you know what? I don't think that we needed to do.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. Why do I feel like Danny might still have a flip phone?
Jeff Bezos.
Almost out of protest.
Because of Jeff Bezos?
Yeah.
You know what? It's rare I get to play it, but the Yankees were rained out.
I sucked it all in. Jeff Bezos.
I saw it and touched it last year. Hey, sat down right in his backyard. The doubleheader now tomorrow for the Yanks.
Split doubleheader.
The old split.
So we're gonna have both the Mets and the Yankees day games. Will be app only.
Where are the Mets? Oh, the Mets are in Milwaukee.
Yeah. for 220 first pitch.
Wait, so we have double Mets and Yankees tomorrow?
Yeah.
Love those days.
And we'll probably be on
That's good.
880 somewhere in the late 6 o'clock hour.
Perfect. Just perfect. Those are good days for audience.
Sure.
Jeff Bezos.
You mentioned the Mets, right?
Those poor kids.
When you mention the Mets, you gotta do what the Mets do.
Before I rip and break this computer.
Oh no! Now you accidentally played Aaron Boone about 30 times. Here's Aaron Boone being asked about Jazz Chisholm's inconsistency at the plate.
Hitting's hard, man. And while he's had some great seasons here, he's in position to do that again. He hasn't had that season where he's hit for a high average yet, but he's in position here to, with a couple of good months, to be right in line with what he's had the last couple of seasons. So it's a long season. You go through a lot of different things. Hitting's as hard as ever, but he's in position to hopefully go out and do something special for us the rest of the way.
Well, he's second in home runs. He's got more home runs than any other player post the 7th inning. He is not going to live up to his expectations. He's not going to be a 50-50 guy like he predicted. He's a very confident individual for sure.
I'll say.
But he has saved their bacon recently and does have a lot of baseball left to where even if his numbers fall short, he can still have an excellent season and help this team tremendously.
Well, he was asked, do you think you're turning a corner?
I just want to win. Honestly, that's all I'm feeling. Like, I'm going up there and trying to just help my team win. Like, I'll be honest with you, the first at bat, I wasn't trying to hit a home run. I was just trying to hit a fly ball to the outfield, get the run in, and it happened to just go out.
He was also asked which teammates, because you mentioned him being confident, which teammates call him the best in the world?
Judge, basically everybody. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody always tells me that because they know I'm firm on confidence, and that's the biggest thing that I feel like that's the biggest tool I got. And sometimes they see me dragging a little bit lately, so they just was like, bro, let's not forget who you are. You're the greatest in the world. Like, you are Jazz Chisholm.
It is odd that you need that affirmation.
That's his gimmick.
Yeah, it's.
But do you remember? But Anthony, he does live the gimmick. You remember that? Remember that one video clip when they were saying, to react when someone named was better than him, and they're going through the list of major league. They got to Ohtani,
yes.
and he didn't acknowledge.
But also
Ohtani.
after the Sunday home run, they asked him how his season's gone. He said he's been terrible. And after that, apparently, he said a lot of the guys came up to me and said, "Hey, don't forget,
you're the best."
And he was also the one that had the speech before the All-Star break saying, "Hey guys, we all got to pick it up and get going here. Everybody's got to do their part. We can't all do it individually." And he was the one that kind of galvanized them to get out of the funk that they were always in June and July. So
listen,
he's been pretty important.
Do what you got to do. Whatever gets you to where you got to get. I don't know why. I'm just talking about personally, but I want to kind of put that pressure on myself. I already know how hard it is to play baseball. And to start throwing out 50, and then people throwing it back in your face when you get off to a slow start. If he just went about his business, nobody would be killing him. But because he had so much confidence and belief, and then you fall short, you start to get ripped. But it seems to motivate him. His teammates know what to say to him to get him going, and he's really been big for them.
Speaking of falling short. Here's Freddy Peralta. What's going wrong right now?
I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that question. But I don't know how to define it or if there's only one team. But I don't understand sometimes. But I gotta keep fighting and trying to get through this.
When you say you don't understand, is it that you feel like the stuff's still good?
Because I feel good, yeah. And the stuff is good. Everything's there. Velocity is there. I think comparing with last year, even I have the sweeper or the slider better than last year either. So I don't know. I've been working, trying to figure it out, but I'm not gonna give up on this. Just keep going through this and keep fighting.
If he believes he's fine, hasn't lost any velocity, feels he has all his pitches, and he's getting hit. Is it on the table that he's tipping his pitches? I would think that would come up easily among the coaches, but if I feel I'm doing everything, if I'm a veteran and I feel like I'm doing everything correct and I'm still getting hit, I'm sorry, then that has to be on the table to me. They must know what's coming.
Yeah, and he seems genuinely lost by it. Well, listen, you hope the Mets were going to turn things around at some point and really get a streak going. Well, that has happened for the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox have a chance to tie their club record with a 15-game winning streak should they get a win tonight.
1946.
Yeah, that's right. 80 years ago to you and me, Don.
That's Ted Williams, man.
That's the Tedder to you and me, as he was known by many.
That's Teddy Ballgame.
Is that Teddy Ballgame?
Yeah.
I really never know.
There's Donnie Baseball. There's Teddy Ballgame.
I've really never heard Teddy Ballgame like that. Not really. I like it.
I don't think we're talking enough about Ted Williams.
Yeah, I guess
Maybe
not.
If we did.
All I think is 406.
That's not bad. I didn't call him that, but I
didn't
know
call
him for that.
Yeah, sure he is. All right, so I have the Ty Butler audio. Ty, this is from DiPietro and Rothenberg. Ty apparently had things to say about me.
By the way, speaking of Peter, he did something. I don't even know if I should bring this to air.
Of course you should.
So he texted me at like 6:30 Saturday night.
It wasn't that late, was it?
And he says, "Bro, I totally forgot to send you this." And it's a flyer of his birthday party that same night.
Oh no, you got the Rick and Dave wedding invite. Yeah,
he's really bad at this.
Yeah, I'm like, my man, the party starts in 3.5 hours. I've got 2 kids.
Yeah.
It takes me longer to figure out plans than 3.5 hours. Bro, totally forgot to send you this. It's a flyer. And I'm thinking, all right, maybe it's next week, the week after. It's that same night.
That's how Dave and I got invited to his wedding.
But
it's like when you do the final tally, he's like, "Oh no, I don't think there's enough people showing up to this thing." You know,
Rick is a freak, an absolute gorilla. It's insane.
Ty,
oh my goodness.
Ty with 2 kids. I'm sure Cass would have been pumped about that. Hey, honey, Saturday night, I'm gonna roll over to Peter Rosenberg's party. You stay home with the kids.
So she did say, like, "Oh, go," but I don't know if she was. Like, was that a test?
Yeah, of course it was.
But he could have gone. You hear that, though, Don? At the end,
yes,
he could have done it.
He was just insulted that it. Well, isn't that better than no invite at all? You weren't doing it because you needed seat fillers.
No,
you're just like, you know what? I should have invited Ty.
No.
So you know a lot of people.
Well, and like I said, the thing is, it was a very small room, so I kept it and because there was a lot of WWE stuff this weekend, and originally it was my manager's event, and he's now managing a lot of wrestlers, so I was like, well, hey, if you're gonna have a thing and have it all be WWE people, my birthday's 5 days later. Why don't we make it like a thing for me?
Right.
And we'll do it together. And he was like, oh, cool, let's do that. But now I'm sharing a guest list with my manager, and it's based in WWE. So I just had limited space, but I did want to invite Ty because I consider us close. But I really can't fight back against any of the criticism.
No, I can understand. At the end of the day, isn't it better than not being invited at all?
I think so.
And if you believe, Peter, that it wasn't a seat filler situation, that less people were showing up.
And believe me, that wasn't the case at my wedding either.
It was a legitimate invite. You got to understand with the weddings, man. It's tough. You got a lot of things to figure out with the family, who they want to invite and all that. And there's always going to be people that are going to be on the border, just the way it is.
It's and remember, it's not like I have no. There's certain people you're locked into. Rick and Dave I love. In retrospect, there are a couple people now that I would have definitely traded out. But at the time, I couldn't. I have a couple of people I worked for at the time, Don, that got invites.
Right.
I thought they'd say no. They said yes. And guess what? 2 weeks later, wasn't working with them anymore. Never spoke to them.
No, it happens.
It's unfortunate.
You just can't take these things personally.
But you do. Remember, every time I have dinner with Andrew Gunling, you're very hurt. Even when I'm not even invited.
But I know where that's all about.
Andrew's dislike and distaste for you.
But I will not waver in my love for him.
Speaking of J.J. Devaney, by the way, good evening, Don.
The Irish are poor athletes. Well, I got in. Ian Kingsler. That's what I got. We're not getting flooded with athletes named Ian Ian.
Jacob weighed in.
Really?
Ian Kennedy.
Related to Cortez?
No.
Former Yankee.
Former Yankee, yeah.
Charger.
Former Diamondback.
Again, we're not getting flooded.
No.
Charger.
And R.E.M. And good evening to Anthony.
He was named the Torpedo.
He really was happy about that.
I enjoyed it.
Remember Rochelle in Queens, by the way, another black woman who loves the program?
Yes. Well, loves me.
I have had a relationship with you, Don, in my head since the first time I laid eyes on you.
Yeah, that's a personal thing.
Let's get the latest on LeBron with Dave McMenamin.
I checked in with Rich on my way into the studio. Quote, nothing happening today. So we're going to move on to day 22 at the very least. Listen.
All right, here's Rich Paul on Pat McAfee.
Yeah, just have a little patience with him. Obviously, Pat is his choice. You know, I have a job to do to set the table for him, but it's his choice.
I don't know. I got some. He was on hold before. He wants to get on me. JT, I'll be with you in a second.
Well, what does he want to say?
Don underestimates the appeal of LeBron in Cleveland. I'm not saying people don't care. It's not a thing like it was.
You're saying it's not sexy, though?
No, it's not. But listen, if you're a super fan of LeBron and the NBA is by far your favorite sport, yeah, I'm sure you're hanging on every piece of news. But the rest of the world is not. It's not exactly we're flooded with a lot of sports. And yet, LeBron is not captivating New York City right now. And Peter's an NBA guy, and he agrees with me.
I'd like to jump in here if I can. Into this LeBron James. I'd like to make an offer to bring LeBron James down to Team Key. We have an opening down here, Don. I'm looking for a young, strong gentleman who's willing to tend some of the animals down here on Key Farm.
Oh, my dear God.
Tend the slop. You know how strong you have to be to tend the slop, Don? The slop is more difficult than you realize. And we have 6 pigs. Frida, Larry, Ryan, Elvis. Did I say Stevie?
No.
Stevie and Marcus. Not Marcus. Marcus. Yeah, those are the 6.
How's Rosifer doing?
I really wish you didn't bring up Rosifer. It hasn't been great.
Is he still with us?
He is. He's had some legal trouble.
Legal trouble?
Yeah, Rosifer was accused of rape.
No.
One of the other dogs in the neighborhood was impregnated, and the neighbors came down and they pointed out Rosifer and said he was the culprit. Now he's had babies out of wedlock, and apparently he was forcing himself on the other dogs in the neighborhoods.
Waiting on the DNA, though, right?
We
we'll
believe.
Take their word for it.
No, we over here at Keegan Farm believe in innocent until proven guilty, and that's even a little Rosifer. But I will say this: if LeBron wants to come down here and work at Keegan Farm, that will be part of the job too, tending the slop and caring for Rosifer. So we don't have a lot to offer in the ways of finances. But I will offer my 3rd child. That's right.
Really?
Yeah. My daughter, Juanita Key.
Juanita
Key. She could be LeBron's bride, and they could have children's together and have a farm of their own. LeBron Key. The LeBron James Key Farm. Key out.
I think that's disrespectful of LeBron.
I think it's very unfortunate what's happened with Rosifer too, because that was a good animal at one point.
Yeah,
and he's obviously lost his way.
You know what? He just got mixed up with the wrong dogs.
Well, no, you know who it is? He's running around with Heathcliff.
Oh yeah,
because Heathcliff, no one should terrorize the neighborhood.
Garfield's one thing. Heathcliff is quite the other.
Do you realize that Heathcliff was basically Repug Garfield?
Yeah,
or Garfield to Jace. Is there anything more a Jace than Heathcliff being Garfield and Jace?
No, that's the perfect definition of a poor man's Garfield. Was Heathcliff.
Anthony, you know about Heathcliff?
I believe I do, yes.
Can you name a baseball player whose first name was Heathcliff?
I cannot.
It's one of my favorite names in sports.
Hold on, let me think. Well, we're back to the Cosby Show.
The pitcher.
Heathcliff. What era?
Early 90s.
So I do probably know. I may know him, I would think, right?
I know he pitched for the Red Sox. Relief pitcher. May have started here or there.
Did he go by Cliff or Heathcliff?
No, he leaned into Heathcliff. And an even better last name. One of my favorite names. My favorite football name, by the way, is Blaze Winter. That's a good name. Play for the Chargers.
And now he's a Ram.
No.
Heathcliff.
Sutton. No. Close. Julian, no.
I looked
Anthony,
it
no.
up. So.
What is it?
Heathcliff Slocum.
Oh, what a name.
If you knew, you wouldn't forget.
Heathcliff Slocum. 90s, you sure?
Let's see.
Because I'm not remembering Heathcliff, and I feel like I should.
I got to look it up.
Stand by.
I need the stats on Heathcliff Slocum.
You need the
91
stats.
to 2000.
Really?
Wow. How do you like that?
Heathcliff.
Yeah.
I do not remember this man.
He was a Cub, a Philly, a Red Sox, a Mariner, an Oriole.
How much would you...
Cardinal.
How impressed would you be if I had a male child and I named him Heathcliff?
I don't know, impressed, because it's not a lot of heavy lifting. It's just, I'd be curious to know why.
No, but just if I did it just for the gag, though.
Well, the gag on who? Your son?
I'm sure your kid won't appreciate it, yeah.
No, if I did it
But you'd
just...
spell it with a Y, just to be different.
Heathcliff. Heathcliff.
Yeah, so Heathcliff Slocum.
No,
That's a great name, right?
wait, is there an E at the end of Heathcliff? There is, right?
In this case, no.
So they went Heathcliff.
Mm-hmm.
Heathcliff.
Heathcliff. Yeah.
But very often, the cliff, I believe, has an E on it.
And Heathcliff was born in Jamaica, New York. Went to high school at John Brown High School in Flushing, New York.
Look at that.
He's a local.
Good Queens.
Let's get him
boy.
on. Get the origin story behind Heathcliff.
Can you imagine the jealousy?
Unless it's, what is the Wuthering Heights? I'm not exactly sure why you'd name the kid.
You think it was tough that Don missed out on the Jalen Brunson interview? Imagine how Alan would feel if he missed Heathcliff Slocum.
I think he'd come back.
All right, speaking of Jalen Brunson, he was interviewed by Variety. Did the starting five get invited to Taylor Swift's wedding?
I found out the same way the rest of the world did, so I don't know if it was true or not. But I did not attend.
So that's a no.
I did not attend. So there's your answer.
Was that on this show? Oh no, Variety.
That's from Variety.
I thought Variety was a magazine.
Well, yeah, but they did an interview with video. How much pain were you in during the finals?
A little bit of pain. Clearly, I could play through it. But yeah, I was more in pain when I wasn't in the game versus when we were actually playing. I feel like the adrenaline kind of took over. But yeah, it was definitely an obstacle, but we found a way through.
You know what's interesting?
Go ahead.
When he spoke during the finals, Alan thought he had a bit of a cold. I just think that's how he sounds. Because he sounds like nasally. I think he's maybe got a deviated septum or something. Because doesn't it sound like he's congested?
He is a little nasally.
I don't think he still has the same cold. I just think that's how he sounds.
He was also asked, how confident is he the Knicks can run it back?
I will always have confidence in myself and my team. Not because we won, because I know the type of character guys that we have. I know how hard my team works. I know how hard I work. I know what our mindset is. And our mindset is just to get better every single day. And so even though, yes, we did win this past year, but going forward, that literally means nothing. So how can we turn that page and figure out that what happened in the past is over with? But we know what works. But obviously the result is over and done with.
And lastly, are the Knicks going to the White House?
That's something that we actually haven't discussed as a team. And so obviously people are making assumptions and saying everything, but together we haven't discussed it yet. And so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
So it sounds like he might be like typical leader. I'll do what my team wants to do. We'll have a discussion about it.
And we'll see.
And we'll see. So it sounds like he might be open to it. He didn't give his opinion on whether he wants to go or not. But like a true leader, they'll talk. And if the guys don't want to go, it sounds like he'll go. And if they don't want to go, he'll stand with the rest of his team. There are going to be guys that are going to want to go.
Well, from what you hear rumor-wise, one of their votes, the one who you've heard would be the most in favor of it,
is not
lost his vote.
Yeah.
Right? Mitch is the one who everyone said would be into it, and he's now not on the team, so his thoughts are irrelevant.
Right.
So it is interesting beyond that. Alvarado was asked about it at one point and was like, I'll do what the team wants kind of as well. See, I'll tell you what, it seems the clearest thing? Jalen Brunson, and Don, this goes back to what I was saying about Jackson Dart and team leadership. He's not going to give an answer that will get a headline. He's not going to give an answer that will ruffle feathers with management. He's just going to give the smart answer. That's what he does.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No. In fact, you want to your job when you have a really broad fan base and you're incredibly loved is how do I just, be truthful to myself without alienating people.
To me, in my opinion, it's just my opinion.
Just me, you, and just
it is
us
not
girls.
Tone deaf to be for or against going. You want to go, go. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. To me, that's not being tone deaf. To certain people on either side, they'll look at it that way, but I don't look at it that way. What's tone deaf is not thinking it's a thing. Because it's a thing. So you got to own it. If you want to go, there are going to be people that are going to be upset with you going. If you decide not to go, there's going to be people upset with you not going. The tone deaf part, Peter, is, I didn't think it was a thing. You got to know it's a thing.
No,
just own it.
That's the thing.
Just own it. And Brunson could always say, without telling us where he leans, hey, we voted, team didn't want to go, we're not going. Or we voted, team wants to go, we're going to go. And leave it at that. And even, is he wrong, Peter, if he doesn't want to go,
and
would choose not to go, but because the team voted to go, he's going to go? I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, neither do I. And I think in the end, everything comes out in the wash, right? So if the whole team goes, and if it feels like the organization wants them to go, you can always go. Keep it sort of quiet. And over time, your feelings on it can come out in different conversations.
Yeah,
there's a way to hedge is what I'm saying, Don.
But then whenever, I don't know about it nationally, but locally, whenever a local team goes to the White House, no matter who's in office, it's news when they go.
Of course.
So it's not going to go ignored.
No.
If the Knicks go, it's going to be a thing in New York. It may not be a thing nationally. It might not be on Sports Center. I don't know.
It'll be a thing everywhere.
And people are going to be away about it, but you got to get over that, man.
Well, listen, I'll say this. I think anyone has the right. There are people who have the right to feel like, hey, it's the wrong thing to do. I can't tell them just to get over it. If you feel that way, you have the right to feel that way.
Right.
But what I would say is you can't judge the player in the moment because you just don't know what their situation is. So I would say
it's happened both ways. I know it's not as popular, but if you remember Tim Thomas, goaltender for the Boston Bruins?
Yeah.
Won the Cup in 2011. Boston was invited to the White House. Barack Obama was president. He was a Republican, didn't like Barack Obama, didn't go. And he got heat from people. Like, why wouldn't you go be with your team? The rest of the team went, he didn't go. I mean, it happens. It's just now it's a thing.
Well,
because it's such a polarizing president. I get that.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen many times where half the team is there. That's a new thing that's not used to exist. The Tim Thomas thing I now remember. And at the time, it was a complete outlier.
Yeah.
Because prior to that, Republicans in office, Reagan, Bush, entire teams that may have been filled with Democrats, everyone went, and vice versa. So Tim Thomas does it. I remember it did stand out. Now we've gotten to a point where, like, if a few players don't go, it won't be that big news.
And if Tim Thomas didn't say anything and just didn't go,
people would have not really thought very much about
it. They're taking count now.
Yeah.
They're taking attendance.
I can give you some predictions of why I really think Tim Thomas didn't go, but I'll tell you that another time. That'll do it for ENN, ladies and gentlemen, on this, a beautiful, like you dream about, well, assuming you're not being poured on or catching a tornado somewhere, Tuesday evening.
Yeah. Last call, crew, 1-800-919-3776. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See him in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
The Yankees, there should be no discussion about what the plan here should be. Just sitting and waiting on Aaron Judge, and I'm going to let his health dictate what I'm doing for the rest of the year. Nope. Take a lesson from the Knicks. They ended up in a position where you felt like in the playoffs, well, if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? For the Yankees, it's right there for the taking.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Now, what is this? I could tell you I've never heard this. You're challenging Julian now.
This is Kendrick.
Okay. All right, so the numbers are out, Peter. I don't know if you looked. Don't look.
I have not seen it.
The numbers are out for the final World Cup game on Sunday. Argentina, Spain. Not a great game, but competitive. What do you think? I've got the actual number.
All right, what is the number? The U.S. streaming and television?
This is most. It doesn't give me any details. I mean, I can punch in the story.
But it's not a world. It's a U.S. number.
It is.
It's the U.S. number, right? It's not
no. It's the U.S. number.
Give me 65 million.
65 million. The actual number was 38,930,000. So let's say 39 million.
Okay.
And it peaked between 5:45 and 6. So that's at the end of the game, pretty much. At over 51.5 million.
Okay. What did I say? 59?
You said 60.
61?
Best finish for the best tournament ever. 38,937,000 viewers watched. FIFA World Cup 2026 final Sunday afternoon on Fox. The most watched soccer telecast in U.S. history.
That's
up 132% from the 2022 final that did 16.8 million. Most watched non-NFL telecast on any network since 2016. World Series Game 6 on Fox did over 40 million. Peak audience of 51.6 million between 5:45 and 6. Good numbers.
Those are good numbers. So let me ask you the question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the number if the U.S. is playing?
You know what? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to surprise you.
Not that much better?
No, it'll be better, but I don't think that much better. It might get to the like 61, 62 peak, but if it did 39, it might do 42. Because I think soccer fans were watching that game. Because here's the thing. If you're a U.S. fan, you're invested. You're a soccer fan. It's a final. You've been watching. You're going to watch the final. It's Sunday afternoon. You're going to watch.
Right.
If the U.S. is involved, what number was the U.S. doing when they lost to Belgium? What was the final number there?
Oh, it was
24, 25, something like that.
I think it may have peaked in the 30s.
So you really think it's going to double?
The final?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
But remember, it's Sunday, 3:00, and it's the final. You're right. It would go up. I'd say it might be 10 million higher than it was.
Yeah, maybe. But listen, those are incredible numbers.
I mean, soccer is a beast, man. It's just a different animal.
Yeah, it's different than anything you're going to see, and it's every 4 years. I mean, these are Olympic numbers, because the Olympics are kind of the same thing. It's a rare.
But what Olympic events do this well?
Well, Anthony, what was the number for U.S. Canada, the gold medal game?
I'm checking now. 20.7 in the U.S.
So
peaked at 26 million during overtime.
Yeah, so not
a bad number.
Most pre-watched,
but not this.
The most watched pre-9 a.m. sporting event in U.S. history.
Well, that's a terrible time slot too.
Yeah, that would have done a much better number if it was at 3:00 in the afternoon and not 8:00 in the morning.
26 million is nothing. That was good. Good.
That's good. JT in Jersey, you're finally on. You're on ESPN New York.
Right.
What's up, buddy?
Oh, hey, bros. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Don, before too, the Cosby visual of you going to a garage sale, comparing it to Peter's talking about like these authentic kind of vintage threads, just making that analogy between, walking down the street, you stop at the garage sale, maybe you're fiddling around with a Cosby DVD, and it's like 50 cents. It's just a hilarious thing. But to my point, guys, the LeBron conversation, his landing place. Yeah, I got the vibe that you were kind of underestimating the value of a Cleveland reemergence again with LeBron, because he's got something to prove again, just like he had to prove when he came into the league. So I think that sandwiching those two kind of dynamics for his career, I think that's going to actually bring a lot of like marketability to LeBron James and just the NBA in general. The reason Cleveland is on the map at all for basketball is because of LeBron James in general. So I think you can kind of bring a level of nostalgia back into that too by bringing in combination too with the championship chances as well. It's not like Cleveland's going anywhere either. And like, I think you say it's not a sexy thing. Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio, like you're not going to find those things there. But I think with the career kind of like winding down aspect coming at it from there, but where else too besides for LeBron to land? Like, I was thinking that I don't know what the budget looks like in San Antonio, but somewhere like that where he can like unite with Pop, who's always had kind of a relationship with
no, to me the sexy one would be Philly. They haven't won since 1983. So there would be that sexiness of like, hey, the Knicks hadn't won in 53 years. Philly hasn't won in 43 years. Remember, he's been back to Cleveland already. He's won the title in Cleveland. So if he wins the title in Cleveland, been there, done that. If he goes to Miami, wins the title, been there, done that. All right? He's not going to go, I don't think, Golden State, yeah, he'd win a title in Golden State, but Golden State's won a bunch of titles. San Antonio, I mean, that would almost cheapen it. Go to the team that went to the finals last year. I'm not saying Cleveland would be nothing, because he would be going home, and it could be a story without him winning that he went home. Nobody's going to kill him if he doesn't win in Cleveland. He's already won there. But to me, Philadelphia is sexy. And listen, I'm no Philly fan, but 43 years without a championship, they haven't won since Dr. J.
No, it would be a huge thing for sure.
And it's a big market. He gets to play with Jalen Brown. To me, that's sexier. But listen, it's in the eye of the beholder, right? I mean, I don't think there's any right or wrong answers. I just think going back to Cleveland, it's redundant. The two things that I will give you about Cleveland, Peter, is that if he didn't win, he wouldn't get killed for it, because just going home would be a thing. And also, Cleveland would have a really good chance. They went to the conference final last year.
That's the part that I think you're not giving enough credit to.
And so, hey, they probably don't blow the 20-point lead in the first game if LeBron's there, and now they're up 1-0 and changes the whole series. But from a sexy standpoint, going to Philadelphia, and if he was able to win there, win with another team, now he won with the Lakers, he's won with Miami, he's won with Cleveland, he'd win with a fourth team. He'll never catch Jordan going 6 for 6, but he'd win a fourth title with a fourth team, ending a 43-year curse in Philadelphia. To me, that would be sexy.
And it's just like random. Like, I don't think it's going to happen, but I think the randomness of it makes it very interesting too.
1-800-919-3776. Last call crew coming up next on Hahn and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it.
What's going to happen to 65 or sooner?
Well, kill it.
It's a little adversity.
You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt out. Yeah. I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
70 or sooner. But that's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. No, how could it?
No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to
get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-4-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-4-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
It's the Last Call crew. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock. Back with you tomorrow. We'll have the list at 6:30. So, 4:30.
Tomorrow's the big day before the birthday show. You know, there's no show like that.
No show like the birthday show. And also, we should remind everybody, because the Mets are a 220 vehicle tomorrow, that we will at least start app only. And YouTube. We should say app only. App and YouTube are always the go-to. And then we'll be joined by 880 a little bit later on. Yankees got a split doubleheader tomorrow as well. They've got rained out because it's going to be a tough night tonight, weather-wise. I don't think tomorrow's going to be any gem either. So
now,
I forgot something in ENN that I meant to get to.
No.
I actually cared about this and didn't get to it. Aaron Rodgers has finally reconnected with his estranged family.
Yes, I saw this.
For the first time in at least a decade, Rodgers was together with the family, shared pictures with his mom, one with his dad, and one with his brother Luke, and wrote another bonding week, #fam. Jordan Rodgers still not there.
Oh.
I love Bobby.
Well,
Matt was asking on social media, did the numbers, were the streaming numbers included in, and I don't know. He said,
I love Bobby.
I don't know if I'm being trolled, but he's like the Peacock numbers. The games wasn't on Peacock. That wasn't.
No,
NBC,
there were like somehow it was on in like multiple places. I don't know.
I'm sure they counted every number they could. Now, Be Water, my friends, and he's got Bruce Lee as his avatar. That makes sense.
Jeff Bezos
is talking about like the most viewed things, live broadcast, and Super Bowl 60, because LX is 60, right?
Yeah.
137.8 million.
Well, that's tough. That's a big number.
What do you think some of the non-sports?
Oscars, there's big numbers.
Not according to this list. The two biggest numbers, non-sports.
Really? Two biggest numbers, not debate. Give me Hillary and Trump.
No.
No Oscars, no Hillary and Trump. Non-sports.
Not on this list here.
Is any of it political?
No.
Okay.
Well, one you should know definitely because it gets brought up. It's among all the It's the one thing that's not a Super Bowl on the most watched things.
I always thought that's the Oscars. It's the
with 105 million.
105 million people.
You should know that. You're going to be like, oh.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
And you're going to be like, it's corny. And you probably didn't see it. Might even hate it.
How often does it happen?
No, it was a one-time thing.
It was
These two things are one-time things.
They're both one-time things. Anthony, you know what they are?
I do not.
One-time things that rated up over 100 million viewers.
The way they broke it down here, the Super Bowl, and then there's an event that did between 125 and 150 million, and then this one in traditional television. So there might have been things between the 105 and the 150, but these are the three things that cover three different genres.
Just real quick, can you give me the eras?
I'll tell you. I'll give you the year.
Okay.
1969.
Moon landing.
The moon landing.
All right, give me that.
And 1983. TV, like a show.
Oh, the Dallas finale?
No, the MASH.
MASH finale. Sorry, what am I doing?
105 million. Because you always see that, like it's just like it's. But listen, I'll be honest.
MASH was that big. It's
I got to
so
be honest
crazy.
with you. I'm surprised there was only between 125 and 150 million that watched the moon landing.
Right.
I would almost think everyone that had a television watched that. Now, I wasn't alone. I was one. I want to say it was in the middle of the day, so probably affected it. If they landed on the moon at 8:00 at night, how would anybody not watch that?
Well, also there were less TVs. You could have a home there without a TV. No,
like in 1969,
there could still be homes without TVs. People hanging on. People like your dad.
Well,
I'm all good.
You know what was a thing back then that would never happen now? People gathered outside of an appliance store
to watch,
and they'd have the TV on in the front window.
I know because they show it in movies at least.
And I don't know if they still do this, Peter. They probably threw it up in Times Square.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't know. Did they have a big jumbotron type of thing in Times Square in 1969?
I don't know. And how many people at the time knew that the moon landing was fake? That's the question.
How do people think it's
fake? I'm getting slightly pushed that direction.
But
just slightly.
But they left things on the moon.
So how do we know?
They could see it.
Still?
Yeah.
You can see it right now?
They've got ways to be able to look at see the footprints and everything up there now.
Anthony, tell me the truth.
Yes.
Between me, you, just us girls.
And the walls, yep, sure.
Has any part of you gotten pushed towards maybe it's not real?
For me personally, no.
Okay.
That's just me, though.
I don't know why. It's like when I do look at how bad the video looks, I'm like, wow.
They were on the moon. We're lucky we had video.
Well, how did we have video?
We were at war.
Yeah, how do we have video, though?
Well, we had video. It was poor video.
But how do they even do the video? Who shot the video?
They did.
They brought a camera also.
Wouldn't you? Could you imagine they landing? Oh, we forgot the camera. Damn. What do we do? Oh, we'll draw pictures.
By the way, Don, if you want the show to go, and let's be honest, sports-wise tomorrow, God only knows. If you want the show to go completely haywire and have phone calls filled for 4 hours, if we do a prove to me that the moon landing did or didn't happen, I bet we're 4 hours in. People are obsessed with this topic. I'm playing around. I haven't really done the dive. People are crazy.
I don't want to be like Alan. You got a minute and a half, Richard. Go.
You guys mentioned Philly in '83, the Sixers. Billy Cunningham was the coach. He won a championship with Philadelphia and then won a championship as a coach and a Hall of Famer. Him and Bill Russell, the only two guys that did that. Don, the System of a Down lead singer, Serge Tankian.
Yes, I read his book. Very good.
Tim Kirchin, Steve Sarkisian. My last name is Michaelian. Harry from Englewood Cleves. Harry Chuck Mockjohn was from my church up in Washington.
We love Harry.
Yeah.
Sure. Alexis Ohanian, of course.
Oh, honey.
Fellas, Boston
Serena's
Red
husband.
Sox, if they win tonight, 15-game winning streak. They were 15 games under. I would bet, I don't know for sure, the first team in sports history, 15 games under, to then go on to a 15-game winning streak. You mentioned three old goats yesterday, Tom Brady, Lionel Messi, and LeBron James. Am I correct?
Yes. Yeah.
The one goat you guys haven't mentioned, old guy, that's connected to both of you guys. And, Don, I'm very surprised at you.
Alex
You
Ovechkin.
haven't mentioned him.
Alex
Ovechkin. Is he coming back? He's got those two new guys from St. Louis and
No, he's
Buffalo.
definitely.
I hope he comes back.
No, he had announced that he is coming back, and he'll play with Kyrou, and he'll play with Tuck, and Washington is going to be a very, very dangerous team.
When I was at Lids the other day, I was doing my thing, and they said, oh, just so you know, that we're going to be having a thing with Ovechkin here at the same time. And I was so excited to get a picture with Ovechkin, and he didn't come.
Aw.
Yeah, I would have liked
maybe another time. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock, we got a list. Mets baseball is coming up next.
Okay, girls, ready to go? Yeah! Mom, I'm hungry. Can I have a snack? Me too, Mommy. You want a snack? Yeah! Got it?
Children learn from our